Hey everyone, welcome to issue number 131 of Sunday Night Geekery, and my partner of crime is here with me, that big pile of rocks.
What's up, dude?
Oh, doing good, doing good. So, of course,
Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for being here. Yep. So, of course, this is Memorial Day in the weekend in the States. So tomorrow is everyone's got the day off to celebrate or honor. It's not really a celebration, but honor veterans who gave the ultimate sacrifice in our country. But traditionally it becomes a day of picnics and barbecues. But it's always great to remember, important to remember why it's such a sacred day. So it's sometimes it turns into a 3-day holiday and a weekend, but it really is about remembering, honoring all those people in the military that let us be free and allow us to be free and be on places like the YouTube and talk freely. So let me say hi to everyone in the chat. So we've got Tim here, FKHC 2005. He wins the prize. He's first, and he prefers the Ruddles film. To let it be. Yep. If 70s pops in, we'll talk about that. Yep. And the Rangers did win. They won another overtime game. They stole the game. We'll sports puck for a few seconds as I say hi to everyone. But when your team gets that you're rooting for gets totally outplayed, but ends up with the victory. Snatches victory from the jaws of defeat. That was basically the Rangers today. And hail to Joe Dog. Thank you for stopping by to Sunday Night Geekery. And Putin's cat is here. And he says, I thought Mike would be barbecuing. Well, I did barbecue tonight. I actually made hamburgers and hot dogs. Yeah, nothing too fancy. No clams were harmed. Yep. Just some good old hamburgers and hot dogs on the grill. But I did cook pizza last night, so we'll show pictures of that. And hail to the great Phantom Outsider.
Hey, Fanty.
And he says, the fact they gave that stupid name Ungentlemanly Warfare is beyond stupid. When was it ever gentlemanly? Did the Persians go, hey, there are only 300 of you. Okay, 300 versus 300. Yeah. Yeah, war is about advantage. Yep. You either have the advantage or find a way to get the advantage or you lose.
Yep.
And hail to sound alerts. There's a new update to sound alerts, but we need permission. I don't know what sound alert says. So, but yeah.
I haven't either.
Yep. And Daniel Barry's sports highlights. Happy Sunday, everyone. Yep. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Yep.
Hey, Daniel.
Did these people not hear the Dirty Dozen? Were the Allies unleashed the terror of Trini Lopez? How was that fair? Yeah. I just think it was a fun playing the title. You haven't had a chance to see that, Clobber Times. It's already streaming.
Oh, I have not seen it.
No, you haven't seen it. Yeah.
Oops. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. No, it's not required. Yep. But I think the movie tanked so poorly that they brought it out streaming within 2 weeks of being out on the box office. So.
Yeah. Hey, Tom. Look who's here. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Tom is there.
Tom.
Hail to Tom and Claude Saline. And Tom. Yep.
Come hang with us if you can, dude.
Yeah. Well, I always don't want to impose on Tom, but only if you can.
I know he's a very busy man. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'll send.
Is he in our group? He's in the group.
I don't think he's in the Geekery group. I'll send him a link. But if you're tired, you got stuff to do. But just no worries. But he's probably got a lot of videos to edit and stuff to do. Yep. Or some good movies to watch.
That's one thing he doesn't have a shortage of his movies to watch.
Yeah.
Maddie's daddy, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Maddie's daddy. Yep.
So feel free to add him to the group if you want.
It's okay to add him to the group. Yep.
Maddie's daddy, dude. I hope you're feeling better, bro. Steve.
Yeah.
Fighting some stuff.
Yeah, Loki got to the great Maddie's daddy and put something in his mead, so he's a little under the weather tonight. And hail to the great Wagner.
Wagner. What's up, Putin's cap?
And Tim is saying hello to Tom here. Oh, Tom, I had fun with that Suno program. I did a creepy. I put some of the lyrics, not the lyrics, but the um, uh, uh, script from a Cold Check the Night Stalker episode, and the end credits or the end soliloquy. It came out so cool. He said, "Do some scary music," and yeah, that was I think that made Raquel run away, right? Hey, Andy Masterson is here. Great,
Yep.
to see you, Andy.
Andy
Having a
Masterson,
great
buddy.
weekend.
What's up, dude?
And the Gen X Men, I don't know who that is, but welcome, and
Yeah.
thank you for spending some of your Sunday with us. And he says, most gave some gave all. Yep, very well said. Very well said.
True,
Yeah.
true. Good to see
Yep.
you, Gen X Man.
Oh, and Wagner had last Monday off, so have to work tomorrow.
Mm.
So a lot of the chat is a rocking tonight. Yep. And now the DJ plays nice. DJ play nice. Yep. And thank you, Tom. I will add you to the group. Who's eating? I don't know who's eating. I was eating some burgers before, but you're not eating anything. Are you, Clobbering Times? Any M&Ms? Sometimes we eat M&Ms on the stream and we cheat. Yep.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah. I got some tea going. I was yelling at the screen so much. I think that was causing me to lose my voice.
I did sneak a bite as it happens. Yeah. When you got to get it in when you can.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah.
It's been a long day. Just got home. So.
Yeah. So what did you do today? Go see your parents or?
Yeah, you know me. Every Sunday I go see my parents. And since a couple of years ago they moved farther away. It used to be we could go 2 or 3 times a week, my son and I, but they lived up the street. But now, about a year, almost like over 2.5 years now, they moved to where it's more like a 40 some odd minute trip. So we go on Sundays.
Yeah,
spend a lot of time with them. They're getting up there. So my son and I go up there to visit with them, hang out with them usually every Sunday. And for most of the day, and that's what we did today as usual. So same old, but
excellent. Yeah. As your parents get older, you cherish those times with them. Sometimes when
absolutely
when you're younger, you're like, leave me alone, and then yeah. So
and she made jambalaya, so it's pretty always good.
Nice. Yeah, good stuff. Yep. And Gen X Men said Ungentlemanly Warfare was great. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed watching it. I thought it was a fun movie. I don't know why it's getting so much hatred out there. I mean, it's I think it set out to do what it wanted to accomplish. Have a lighthearted special forces tale. If it can be lighthearted when you're dealing with the Yazidis and World War II, but it was almost A-Team-esque in some ways. If Clobbering Times, I know you haven't seen it, but it was Guy Ritchie, and it was people were hating on it, and sometimes you watch something and people disagree about I liked it or didn't like it, but I thought the actors were really good in it. The lead actress is extremely cute, and I just didn't think it was deserved.
I've been hearing it's good. People like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll probably watch it.
Yeah, probably watch. Yeah, it's definitely worth watching. I mean, it's Mrs. and I enjoyed watching it, so yeah.
Alan Ritchson pissed a lot of people off, I guess.
Yeah, he did with some of his statements. Yeah. So that could be, but that's if you're reviewing something like would never watch a Jane Fonda movie. So I mean, no. If you're reviewing the performance or reviewing the movie, or she might still be a good actress, even though you wouldn't want to watch her. So I understand that too. Yeah. And Andy Masterson, you guys are my gym entertainment. Well, I hope we pump you up.
It's a pump you up.
You up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who was that? It was FKH. Yeah, Tim. If it makes you happy, I won't eat anymore. There you go. You happy? So. He's good, man. He's a detective. What did he say? Says Maddie's daddy. Well, if we say it, it gets political, but he insulted supporters of a certain political candidate in the usual. I'll give you 3 letters, TDS way. That's okay, FK. No, Tim, you're right, man. It's unprofessional. But it's Mark's damn fault because he always makes us hungry here.
I sent Clobber Tom's clam pizza and he's eating it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm eating clam pizza. Hey, Brogo.
Hey, Brogo. And hail to Sander Hammerslag. Thank you for spending some of your Sunday night with us. Yep. And unfortunately, Maddie's daddy feels like a herd of wild stallions drove trucks over him. And even for Thor to be affected by that, that's not good. Yep.
Yeah.
I hope you feel better. Yep.
Well, wild stallions are the worst drivers. And I don't mean Bill and Ted.
I was going to say. And Mars Mike Max is asking, does Suno put out more options the more data you put in? Tom was probably better equipped to ask that. I've played with it quite a bit too, but you can keep refining songs. So if you have a song, you can extend it. You can add your own lyrics, but then what you could do is say change a lyric and then redo the song. It does have quite a few options. I can only imagine it'll get better. Yep. Oh, and the Gen X Man is the Geek and I. You tricked me. It's the Geek and I. All right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
QL.
Hey. And Tom says that's my favorite Darth Maul album. Some gave all, but he gave half. I wish Dad Man was here for that one. Yeah. Yep. Andy in the house. Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the other thing I did tonight was watch Doctor Who. So I watched that tonight. Well, I had to do my homework for the show because
I warned him. Just the ones you don't know. I warned him.
You warned me, right? Yep. Well, I was really mean to my family this weekend, so everyone will get mad at me. For Saturday Night Star Trek, I hadn't watched the last Voyager episode. So we're starting dinner, and I'm like, Maureen, I got to watch the last episode. Do you mind if we, I'd only watched like a couple of minutes. She's like, all right. And it actually didn't start off bad. It's the episode Duel. So it's what it is. Oh, let me load my video that I created for the show.
Repression?
No, the one with the oh no, Repression.
Right.
That was the one. Yeah. That was that. No, I'm mixing up. See, no, Repression. That was the one with the murder mystery with Tuvok. Yeah. Drive she might have liked
the brainwashing one.
Yeah. So the brainwashing one. So so I got to take something off of here so I can add this clip. But so I made her watch it, and so at the end of the episode, so basically the setup of the episode is the Phantom. I punish my family with Voyager. There's an encode, and I'm spoiling the Voyager episode. So there's an encoded message that Barclay had set up so they could communicate Voyager and the Federation, which is a really cool episode. So they have a way they can make a micro wormhole and transmit data through it. So it turns out there's a message. Tuvok, 7 years ago, had been brainwashed by a Bajoran McKee scientist to be a sleeper agent, kind of like Manchurian Candidate. So this message comes through and activates him and activates everyone on the crew that are McKee, and they take over the ship very easily. And then the kind of like the Doctor Who episode that I watched that didn't have the best ending. It just all of a sudden, Janeway talks to Tuvok and convinces him to be yourself. Remember, and he snaps out of it, and he's all, he's cured, and he does the mind meld on all the other crew, and the episode ends, doesn't explain anything. Like, why the heck would this person try to brainwash Tuvok in the Delta Quadrant? Or there's no point to, if that episode would have made sense maybe towards the beginning of Voyager. But so I asked my wife, what did you think of that episode? It's like it was stupid and dumb.
Yes, both of those things.
So I'm like, can I quote you for my review? So, but and then I was trying to explain to things are, well, Tuvok's a Vulcan, he has superior mind powers, and he's much more disciplined and with his mind. And then I'm trying to explain everything, and then she's like, that's enough, You don't have to explain it that much. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it was just painful. So then, so I've got to watch the latest Doctor Who episode because Clobber times we had talked about talking some Who tonight. So new Who. So
Fake Who,
yeah. So I said
non Who. Good.
no. So yeah, so I said let's watch. I'm like, do you guys mind if you want to watch a Doctor Who episode? And my son's girlfriend, so she's like, all right, we were watching basketball, so you have a choice between Doctor Who or NBA basketball. Uh, so it's all right. So she really, I always love watching something with someone who has no experience, like doesn't know who Doctor Who is or Star Trek or zero concept of other than, culturally kind of knowing, yeah, there's a thing called Doctor Who. So yeah, it's so it was interesting to see her reaction to it. Oh yeah, how is Tuvok supposed to be superior if he's getting his mind is getting, messed up from 70,000 light years across the galaxy? Yeah. Why didn't they do that to Neelix, right? Neelix should have been the one who took everything over,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Bunch of crop.
Yeah.
Bunch of crop.
Superior mind power. Well, typically Vulcans are probably the person you want to have in charge of security or anything, right? But poor Tuvok, the way he's always written to it's the worst Vulcan in existence. Yeah. Yeah. And what was the point of that?
He was an extremist Maquis that didn't even, he wanted to destroy all of their enemies.
Well, I guess they didn't know they were going to be in the Delta Quadrant too when he sent that message, right?
That was out to all Maquis, not just them. From what I understood it. It just so happened they got triggered.
But at that time, 7 years in the future, or like when did that message
go? I think that message probably went out before that or something to all Maquis. If I remember right, and then it finally just got triggered by something.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't
accidentally
like
triggered. Don't expect me to remember. I was wanted the episode to be over.
Yeah, but I was wondering, like, what's the point of sending this message now? So it just got it was something that was supposed to be sent years ago, I guess, and finally made its way. Somehow made it into that message, I guess, right? Yeah. I guess, right? If it's worth talking, I don't know how much it's worth talking about, but I guess that's right. I mean,
we already, and there's another thing. I had to suffer talking about this last night.
Come on, Mark.
You're bringing this up right now. It's bad enough you're going to talk about Doctor Who in a minute.
Yeah,
I got to go back to Voyager. Listen, look at the abuse, everybody. I'm his sidekick. I'm his sidekick audition. Well, he's my sidekick on my channel. I treat him like an absolute man. I mean, like he is just the best in the world. And he treats me like this on his channel. I wanted to talk about Voyager again after I had to talk about it last night. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm just so confused. I'm just totally confused. Yeah, that's how bad the writing is, right? I mean, it's like, I guess it didn't really matter where they were. Yeah, it wasn't. He was just going. They didn't plan them on being in the Delta Quadrant, stuck with Neelix. Yeah,
I'm kind of remembering. I mean, I'm misremembering it maybe, but that's what I think. Was that it just got triggered accidentally? Been there, the programming had been in there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I could be totally misremembering it, and I'm not going to go back and check.
Yeah, don't check.
Fortunately, now that we've reviewed this, I think I've seen all the episodes of Voyager precisely once before this, and once we review these,
that's it, right?
I will never be seeing them again. There will be a total of 2 for many of them, a couple more than that, and I will never have to watch Voyager again now.
Well, maybe a couple of the episodes with Barclay you would watch. I would watch.
No, there's some of those I've watched many times.
Maybe there's like 5 or 6 episodes that would be.
Yeah, there are those episodes. There are episodes with Barclay and Q, and a few others that I've watched many times, and I have no problem going back again.
And Wagner says you are trying to apply logic to Voyager.
I'm not. He is. Blame him.
I am. Stephen Mack, yeah. Cybok is a better Vulcan than Tuvok. Yep.
Did you add Tom to that group? Or what?
Oh, I sent him the link, but I shall add
I
Tom.
say, yeah, he's a
Yep,
busy
let me
man. We
add him
know
to
that. Busiest man
yeah.
on YouTube.
It's always
So never
it's
feel
always nice
obligated.
having
Yeah,
yeah,
never feel obligated. Just always want them to know that the invite's out there, right?
for sure. Yep. It's always nice to have people in the group, and then some days sometimes you can make it, sometimes you can't. Let's see here. So how do I add a person to the Twitter group? Here, add people. Here we go. Let's see if I can spell correctly. There we go. All right. Just added Tom to the group. Yep.
Max said, "Did you hear about the weeping angel who met Tuvok? The angel begged for a mirror."
Ouch! Yeah.
Wowzer. You bad, boy. You bad.
Putin's cat. Yeah. No, I don't think so. Putin's cat. I think that's Chakotay, but you haven't. I don't think you watched season 7 all the way through yet.
Tuvok bang.
Did he bang the rocks together? I don't think so.
Bang the rocks together. I don't think so. Then again, who knows?
And Dave G Sound says nerds. Well, I think
Where?
I still have that one. I don't know. Yeah, where are the nerds? Let's try to find out. Yep.
Get those nerds! Nerds! What?
Speaking of nerds, well, actually, unfortunately, one of my good buddies his dad passed away, and he was actually worked on Revenge of the Nerds, and he also was a second unit director on The Exorcist. It's probably the most famous movie that he worked on. So he just passed away a couple days ago, unfortunately. So
man,
I remember asking him,
condolences.
Do you have any of those pies left, Chris, from Revenge of the Nerds? Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Nice.
So unfortunately his dad passed away. He worked in Hollywood for many years. So shout out to my buddy Chris. Yep. He called. I was out today. I was trying to get in touch with him again, but yeah, it's a lot of controversy over that movie. But we won't get into that tonight. We just watch the Toxic Tuesday episode. But yeah, it's definitely a movie that he couldn't make today. So I wonder if they had any articles about him in the news with passing away.
It's recently,
Well, he just passed away a couple days ago. Yeah. So.
Wow.
Yeah, which is too bad. Yeah. So let's see if they had. I'm just trying to see if they had an article or anything about. Let me Google his name. Yep. Let me go to IMDb. That's the easiest. Yep. But yeah, and a lot of great, Hollywood stories and things that these people, that work in Hollywood. Just if you want to know a lot about a movie, it's really interesting to get into the details of everything. And of course, The Exorcist is a movie that's wow, just people still talk about that movie to this day. So I'll never watch it again, of course.
No, I can't. It's too much work. It's just draining. Yeah, I mean, we watched. It was mom and dad's. I watched the movie a million times. We're just flipping today, and we landed on Jaws at the very beginning, and
yeah,
my son and mom and dad would sit there and watch it all again. It's a great movie. They hadn't seen it in a little while, but of course I've seen it a billion times, and I'm sitting there trying to keep from quoting the whole damn thing. They're like, "How can you quote all this?"
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. It's Jaws. It's one of the most quotable movies. I mean,
yeah. It's just that good, right? Yeah.
That's so great. But they really enjoyed it again. And they only vaguely remember bringing us to see it in the theater, 75, whatever it was, when it first came in. I remember sitting on the front row, as a kid, dumbass kid with my brother and my cousin. And when that head pops out of the bottom of the boat, my cousin's spilling his Coke all over me.
Oh God, yeah, I can see that happening. Yeah.
It's on the front row.
Truly terrifying movie. Yeah.
It's a masterpiece.
Yeah. And of
You know what
course,
isn't a
Richard
masterpiece?
Sherman. Yeah,
Go
no,
ahead.
well, Richard Sherman passed away too, the great
Yes.
Disney composer. Yep.
Yeah, last night when it was mentioned on the show, I just totally blanked on the name. I'm embarrassed, but I know I'd heard it before. I mean, but
His name is not that well known, especially hadn't
I know
done anything in a long time.
it's not. Yeah, we're not talking about
I
Elmer
didn't know who it was.
Bernstein or
Yeah,
John Williams or Jerry Goldsmith. No offense to him, though. He still,
yeah,
was great.
So this is my friend's dad. So he was born in 1941. Production manager and producer known for The French Connection, The Exorcist, and Revenge of the Nerds. I mean, those are three pretty amazing movies to be have your name attached to. He lived in Arizona. Yep,
Classics.
And,
that's three classics right there. I mean, it's
three classics. Yeah, and
hey,
The French
Dad,
Connection.
Man.
Hey, Dad, man. Hope you're having fun out there. Yep, Bubba Gump's now for dinner.
Hope you're doing oh wow.
Awesome. He's getting shrimp and clams.
Man, oh man.
Today, Dad, man.
Eating late tonight. Yeah, cool.
Oh, he's on a road trip with the missus, so have
have fun, buddy. Be careful out there.
Yeah. That's for sure. Yep.
Yes, sir.
So we had a long career in Hollywood. So I'm just trying to see if they had anything. Let's see if they had anything in the news by Google. But he had passed away just a few days ago. So sometimes it takes a few days for the news to trickle out. Yep. But yep. So yeah, it always sucks to lose family. Yep. For sure. Yep. Yeah. So let's see here. Dad Man. Does Dad Man say whether or not he's got clam pizza tonight? Let's get it. Yep. I would watch a remake of Jaws if it's told from the perspective of the shark in the context of hundreds of million sharks being killed each year. Man is the real predator. Yeah. Well, it's kind of what Cobra Kai did, right? In a way, it was the perspective of Cobra Kai from Johnny.
I would not watch any Jaws remake, but I'll tell you this: I've thought about this and going, you know what? It's been sequels. There've been sequels and so many other shark movies. It's almost impossible to remake it, unless you can almost anything you call it is like a ripoff. And if someone does, unless you take the exact same script and do it shot for shot with different people or something, and then it would just be annoying with the stupid Psycho remake. It'd be like, yeah, whatever. Okay, you shot it shot for shot. Congratulations. And they wouldn't be able to resist themselves. They would use these, CG effects and make you see the shark more. But other than that, if they did the same script, but they updated it just for the modern times, and it would be like, okay, whatever you do, whatever. No one's going to care about it, and no one's going to remember it, other than a laugh. They're going to go, yeah, you remade job, congratulations. It's foolish. It'd be a waste of time, and it would be a fart in the wind compared to the original.
Yeah, like Max says, we're going to give Beverly Hills Cop Foley a chance. I mean, I always give everything a chance.
Oh, yeah.
Fortunately, to my detriment, but
that's a sequel.
It has Judge Reinhold and John Ashton. Yep. Rosewood and Taggart. So, I mean, do we need it? No. Could it be funny? Probably not. I mean, it's so tough to recapture that original. The second movie, Beverly Hills Cop, was pretty good, but it didn't have as much. It was just comedy. It was more of
an action film and they threw a bunch of jokes in it. And it's when I first saw it in '87, when I saw the second film, I was like, yeah, at least it's good to see them. It's hard to dislike it because you get to see them do things together, but it's just doesn't have the same impact that the first one has. I even don't mind that third one that much. It's not that good. It's not in the class with the other two. It took forever to do it, but just seeing him back in the role, it's just kind of comfortable. It's kind of just good to see it, but this one here, I love those. I love him so much in that role. I love that first movie so much, and the other movies I still accept them fine. So there's no way I won't watch it. I will watch this one, and you know what? I've always thought that some movies have a movie about a character like that if you wait 20-something years and then show them and they're older and have another adventure. I've always thought that'd be a fascinating idea if you do it well. You know, they're older, they've been around a while, but you still have to do it well. And seeing them all together, it's a good idea. I don't mind it at all. I think it's cool because then we like these characters. The problem is if this is the big bait and switch we're wondering about with his daughter and all this crap, that's a big wait and see. But even still, let's say it's good and they don't do that, it won't be the original. You just go, well, but if it's just fun to see them again for a couple hours, I want to see Billy. I want to see Billy and Taggart with him having an adventure. I'd like to see the Ronnie Cox character.
Yeah.
I can't believe I forget his name. I'd like to see he's not going to be in it.
The police chief, police chief or what's
Andy?
What's his name? Yeah, he was great. Yeah, he was great. Yeah, he was.
I'd like to see him in it, but I don't think so. I don't think it's going to happen. Bogomil, thank you.
Bogomil. Yeah.
But I saw in '84. I went to see Beverly Hills Cop maybe 10 times. I mean, and there were a lot of movies in '84 we were going to see a lot, and yet my two favorite Eddie Murphy films are that and 48 Hours. I mean, and it's nothing else comes close to me as far as movies of his I love, and I do love other ones, but yeah, it's just like another 48 Hours was not that good. They waited a while. It's got so much wrong with it. And it's still almost irresistible just to see them together one more time because you're never going to get it again.
Yeah, just want to say hi to Eclay.
Hey, Eclay, what's up? Even though I hated what they. Sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, am I free 6-1 at 7 p.m.? I may be, but the Rangers might be have a playoff game going on. That's I think that's a Saturday night. But tweet me and
6-1 is a Saturday night. Yeah,
it's a Saturday night. So. If the Rangers are playing, probably not, but always glad to hang out though. Yep. Yeah, for a panel on a retro cartoon. But send me the info, and if I can be there, I'd love to be there. Yep.
Lisa says another Beverly Hills Cop. I thought they were replaced. They were all replaced with the community organizers.
Good one, Lisa. Yeah. Classic.
Yep.
Oh, and hail to Zaccarat. Hail. And Gap After Dark. Was Gap After Dark here before? I can't, Oh, here he is. Yep, here's first Gap. Yeah. I'm trying to do 3 things at once, so I apologize. I'm missing it. And I derailed Clobbering Times.
No,
stream on thoughts on Beverly Hills Cop.
And I was just talking about 48 Hours, how that second movie had some things I hated in it, but I still just seeing them together.
Yeah, you
was
enjoy
such
it,
a really wrong-headed story, though.
Yeah. And JT Kirk is here.
Yeah. Where JT Kirk? Kirk. What's up, buddy?
Kirk. Oh, and speaking of, JT Kirk, Star Trek and Voyager, here's a mashup I did. So the episode that maybe my wife would enjoy it a little bit more was a silly episode, but what was it called? Duel? Or the
Drive?
The Drive. Sick.
Just for the like the title of a movie later and called Drive, but yeah, Drive.
Yeah. So of course they're testing the shuttlecraft, or they're always off on their own on Voyager in the shuttlecraft in totally unknown space, and what could go wrong? But they meet a really cute alien, and they invite them to partake in a race. So I said, with the shuttlecraft, of course, Bangway agrees to it. Why not? Let's take a few weeks off from trying to get home and enter this race, the pod race. But I thought it reminded me of Grease, so I made this mashup. So if you watch the episode, you'll probably if you didn't watch it, you'll get it.
Yes. Here's Mark's review of Drive.
Fire. This car could be systematic. Hydromatic. Ultramatic. Why could be grease lightning?
We'll get some overhead lifters and 4-barrel quads.
Raquel, so yeah. Go grease lightning, you're burning up the quarter mile.
Come on, guys, let's get to work. Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah. Putin, you didn't see it? Putin's cat? You couldn't see it?
Well done.
Oh, I saw it. Yep. Putin's cat didn't see it.
Sorry.
Yep. I saw it. Yep.
P-Hard season 3 is garbage, by the way. We won't get into that.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was fun. I just had just came into, you think watching something like this reminds me of Greece. And of course the other
Courtney.
part of the episode. Hey, Courtney. And she liked it. Thank you, Courtney. And of course, this is inspired by Raquel's raspberry. So this is the very end of the episode, and Paris gets married to Milana Torres.
It is the 24th century.
Ew.
They're raspberries.
Hey, Dave C.
Hey, Dave C. Yep.
What's up, buddy? Raquel really loves Voyager.
Voyager.
Voyager. Yeah, buddy, she loves it. She loves it.
Oh, Mars Monkey Max has that X-Men comic on the main page. On let's see here. Let me put
Which
the
one?
overlay up. The new, is that the new? Let me see here. Which?
Oh, they do
one of
have
the- The Jim Lee is that like a Jim Lee version? I think, or
Is that the one you're talking about right there?
yeah, the X-Men '97. Yep.
The comic. There's
that's
a comic.
cool.
There's
Yeah,
a comic
that's
based on the
cool.
cartoon.
Yeah. I've been buying them.
I have
don't know
one.
if
I have
that
one of
comic.
those. Yeah.
Yeah.
Minimus gave me one or 2 issues of it. Still in a while.
Nice. Very nice. Yep. And Wade is saying, "Oh, 11 away from 1.5 thousand subs. That's awesome. Congratulations. Way to go." And everyone sub to Wade.
Congrats.
I think I should have your link in the below there, but if one of the mods can grab Wade's link to put in.
Congratulations, Wade.
Let's get him to 1.5. Yeah. That's awesome. Yep. And I still have sub to Cardinal Sin, but I'm never taking that out. So God bless Cardinal Sin. That's the stream element spot. But Cardi's got some great shows.
Yeah.
And I rewatched the show when he had the guy from Sliders on.
Tracy Torme.
Tracy Torme. Yeah. Oh, what a great show that was. Yeah.
Yeah. All hail our long lost buddy, Cardinal Sin. We love you, Cardi. Miss him big time.
God bless Cardinal Sin. Yep. Great guy. And Courtney, I guess Courtney is driving. Yep. So if she gets reception, she'll pop in. Or I always love when Courtney goes to like a store and checks out the action figures for us, right? What's on sale? Yep.
What's on first?
Well, I did buy one action figure set that was on sale. Let me show that. Let me put my headphones on. You're probably not going to prove. Well, part of it is good, but
I'll be the judge of that.
you'll be the judge of that. Here, you can hear me.
DJ Ronnie G.
Let me turn this camera on. Let me move I'm keeping the Punisher up here because we're doing a lot of Punisher. Toxic Tuesday is the Punisher for the next 2 weeks. So I got let me move my Punisher action figure out of the way.
Sentai Ranger Donnie.
And I can't see the chat, of course.
That's all right, I got you.
So,
I got
yeah,
you.
you got me. Yeah. So let's see here. Camera settings. Let's switch to the right camera here. All right. Well, that's that Swiss Family Rhombus. Okay, well, don't make too much fun of me, but I did buy this. Well, first of all, after you see it,
No, that's
I do
a
love the
Batwing.
new Bat.
No,
I do love
Batwing's
the new
pretty cool.
Batwing. Batwing's pretty cool, huh?
Nothing wrong with that.
All right. Well, it's got this guy in it.
Well, I know, but it's still got the Batwing. I mean, tell him.
All right. Yeah.
He doesn't. That figure doesn't look as bad as the other Flash figures. It's not great, but where's the cape
And
on
Batman-
Bats?
There's no cape on Batman. I think I haven't opened it
No
yet.
cape? Oh,
Well, of course, why would you fly with
Maybe
a cape, right?
maybe it's behind there.
Yeah, there's no. But I was wondering if the cape was.
Tom,
Hey, Tom.
Hey,
Thank you for stopping
what's up,
by.
dude?
sorry to get my supper going there.
No problem there,
Oh,
bro.
go for it. Yeah, we all need.
Good to see you.
You can eat on stream. That's okay. Yep. Well, Nick is the best
I'll
one
do
at
it.
eating pizza on stream. Yep.
Oh, it's gonna take a little while to cook, so yeah.
Yeah.
Anything good?
I take little pork chops and I just sear them up a little bit, and then I throw them in with mushroom soup, a little bit of milk, some rice. This time I'm trying it with brown rice to see how it works out, because keep being told
Well,
it's
healthier.
healthier.
You're chef. You're chef, dude. Maybe the cape is behind that thing or something.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't see the cape anywhere. But guess how much this? We'll have a mini contest. Guess how much this costs?
I wonder if they don't let him have the cape because it's easier to put him in the
Yeah.
cockpit without it.
Could be.
Yeah.
Can't really
Here's the
see it
picture.
anyway when he's in there. Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought
no,
about
it
getting
looks
that in the Batmobile one. Or does it look like he's supposed to have a cape? It's really fuzzy on our end. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be fuzzy. But here's
gonna-
the bigger picture.
I'm gonna
What do you
guess.
think
yeah, it
that
don't
cape
really
is
look
at?
like he has a cape.
No,
Right?
I don't. I'm gonna guess 60 smackles.
Lower.
Well, you got
40?
it on clearance probably, so like
You're getting
30.
clearance. Yeah.
Okay,
Much
so
lower.
I must be. Oh, 20?
Wow, it's even lower than that now.
30?
Yep.
I wonder if my Walmart's got any
This
left
is-
for the Batmobile.
You
This
ordered it
isn't-
online.
This is not the like super duper, high quality.
Yeah, they had a
Batwing,
big
but-
ass one. Yeah.
Yeah, they had a big
one,
ass.
Yeah, the McFarlane one was like $200. It was looked gorgeous.
No. They even had another one in the toys section. They're like 2 sizes of this one. Had
Oh,
the
they did?
small
Okay.
one. Yeah,
Courtney.
yeah.
Hey,
So, hey,
Hey,
Courtney.
what's
So,
So
how,
keep going lower.
okay, well, Max said $12.95.
$12.
Oh,
You're
wow,
all
so-
over the prices.
Wow, Max.
Wow.
Where was this? You
Damn.
ordered online?
Amazon, $12.
Wow.
And I had it in my, had it in my cart. And I'm like, it's pretty big. I mean, it's pretty big. I mean, let's see if I'll do an unboxing eventually, but it's pretty decent size. I mean, here's the Punisher, or here's let's grab. I mean, the scale, it's 4 4/4 scale. So here's
Star Lord.
Star-Lord. Yeah,
It's bumped up now. It's back
Four.
up to 1725.
Oh,
Or we should-
1725.
Should we say proper
Yeah.
Star Lord?
Yeah.
Although this one doesn't have the
Probably
orange
hang-
stuff on the. Yeah, there. Never mind. It's the same one. Yeah,
Same.
Sorry.
It's the same one. Yep. No,
looks
that's
like it.
I mean, it's not a super duper high, amazing quality, but for a play toy, it's a birthday gift for a kid. The birthday party. It's decent, but I'm a sucker for all those action figures and things. So, yeah, I grabbed all right, $12 sold. And I have the original version, 89. I just finally got that I hung it up in the basement, so I got that back out. You find things in boxes, and I had all the fishing wire on it already, so I'm like, let me hang that up and get that on the ceiling again. So, but I thought you guys would get a kick out of seeing that. But that just shows you how when the movie does badly. I mean, if you want a toy, yeah, you should buy it right away if it's something you really want. But I mean, that movie just tanks so badly. I mean, it's garbage. Yeah. So it's a shame that I was hoping it'd be a good movie, but yeah, it was not good. Yeah.
I don't think anybody expected it to be.
No.
True. Yeah.
No.
We were hoping, but didn't get it. Yeah.
So it was all on that movie to be able to impress us. I mean, it didn't even have to be that good, right? It could have been oh well, at least it was better than I thought it was going to be.
With Ezra Miller in it, there was no chance to be even watchable, really.
Yeah.
And once we saw Batman die 3 times on screen, I'm like, the hell was this?
Yep, indeed.
Rewind. Yeah. Yeah. It's just. It's just the total mess. And then DC keeps trying to set up the universe and all at once set up this universe. It's like, just take your time, make your movies, and if it happens, it happens. Yeah. So it's
Dad, man, that's cool, man. Send me some in an envelope. Just
Awesome.
address it to Marc D with a C.
Hi to everyone in the chat, by the way. And hi, Clobby. Hi, Mark. Hi, Tom.
Hey.
Hey, Courtney, you sound good. You got a good connection. So
I do.
Where are you?
Well,
Where are
I'm
you?
on the
where in the world
slowpoke-
is Courtney?
Well, I can't say that. I can't say that expression anymore.
Okay, well, you know what I mean. Yeah,
But yeah,
I mean,
no,
like,
I'm driving. I'm driving to
What are your
Canyon City,
coordinates?
actually, Colorado, which is like a random place. But I'm going to meet a friend, and it's all construction, and you can't go faster than 45. So I'm in this like just zone of nothingness, stuck going 45 miles per hour.
Wow.
And I can't speed because I got a ticket like a month and a half ago, which was
Oh no.
unlike me. But I'm afraid to get another ticket now. So.
Well, yeah,
be,
it always puts a fear
careful.
Fear of God in you when you get.
Yeah, the only other time I ever got a ticket, I was 19 or 17. So.
Did you try to cry or just?
I did cry. It didn't work. I was actually genuinely crying though because I'm broke and I couldn't afford a ticket.
God.
when he told me he was going to write a ticket, I was like, "What?"
Oh no!
It's all right. It happened. I learned my lesson. Now I'm going with the speed limit very slowly.
Damn.
Well, how far could I? Well, don't admit anything. But were you going way over the speed limit, or?
I don't think that they were right about what. Well, maybe they were, but yeah, kind of. I was going like over 20, so like over 20.
Yeah, that's where they get you if it's 20.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The 20 over. That's the when they get you. Yeah.
It's confusing in Colorado though, because it's like the speed limit is 75 miles per hour in a lot of places, and then all of a sudden, if you go through like just a little area, you're still on the highway, but going through a city, it'll go right down to 55, and you don't even notice. You know what I mean?
Oh, you don't notice.
A little bit, yeah. So, oh well.
That stinks.
Anyway,
I got to do what my friend did. He got pulled over in his Hyundai doing like 100 miles an hour, and he went to court. I told the story, I think, just a few weeks ago. He went to the court, and he said, "My car is a Hyundai. It has a top speed of 84.
There's no way. Yeah.
You might have pulled someone else over. So, yeah." Look at Dad Man's showing here. Shrimps. I'm gonna put. Let's show
Shrimps
Dad
are good.
I'm so hungry.
What is he doing?
Dad Man's at Bubblegum Shrimp Company. So let me share my good.
They open late.
That's my good best friend Bubba.
Where's Lieutenant Dan?
That's my good best friend.
Looking good, Dad Man. Looking good. I like it. I approve. Clobber Times doesn't, but you'd eat the French fries, yeah.
That looks pretty good.
The corn.
Not they're too close to the other crap.
Really quick, Putin's cat has a very good point. I'm sorry to interrupt, but he said many people in Colorado drive drunk. I just passed, like, when I was getting on here, there's like a sign saying, be an MVP, be a designated driver. I have been, luckily, for like the past 7 years, but it's truth to that.
Well, don't they also drive high? But well,
yeah.
We're
all high with the altitude here,
Mm-hmm.
you know? I mean, mile high is Denver, so.
Yeah. And Lisa likes the eatery. Yep. We'll do that in a little bit.
I was trying to jump in here when you guys were talking about Eddie Murphy stuff. So
no, go for it.
Yeah.
Please.
Well, no,
What do you think of that sequel?
Well, Clobby knows I know somebody who saw it already, so we kind of got the inside track on it. But the trailer was actually pretty good. I was kind of impressed, but I know what it's kind of hiding at the same time.
So you can't
fingers crossed.
Yeah, you don't want to spoil it, but
sequel to?
Beverly Hills Cop, the fourth one.
The new fourth one, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, well, and actually, it's been done for like over a year anyway. Because the person I talked to saw it like late last year.
So it'll be on Netflix.
Yeah, so by the time it actually comes out, it'll have been done like for 2 years almost.
Wow.
Yeah, they shot it like I think was it just after or just before the pandemic? I can't remember which. But yeah.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, and it's funny because I just heard you were talking about 48 Hours as well. Somebody had just brought it to my attention. I didn't even know this, that there was that the studio took the movie away and edited the fuck out of it on the director.
Oh, wow.
I'm trying to remember his name now. Walter Hill. Right?
Walter Hill did the second one too.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm sitting here going, well, where's this other version of the movie we never saw? Because I don't hate the second one.
Release it.
I hate what they did to Kehoe. I hate that they kept Reggie
That's about
in jail.
it. Yeah.
They kept Reggie in jail for 5 years and all that kind of.
That part was stupid, but I like the ending of the first movie not being an 80s ending where they found some convoluted way to get him out of jail. But yeah, coming up with a stupid excuse to keep him in jail for 5 years longer was dumb.
Yeah, I hate no, they just could have done something else with it. I mean, but there's the thing. There's an example of a movie has these things going against it, but you just love these. You want to see them these two one more time together. Yeah. It's kind of, you suck it up and still enjoy. They still got a lot of good scenes with them, although they're back there hating each other, which I kind of was a shame.
Well, I mean, I kind of understand it because Eddie's like all pissy with him for leaving him there for 5 years. But
I mean,
I know, but like,
but I wish they hadn't done that. But
and I like how they kind of reverse the roles a little bit. But it's kind of like how in this case he does definitely need Eddie more than the other way around.
But old Brian James, what they did to Kehoe, man, why?
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, I guess I wasn't as old as you were at the time for it to have as much of an effect on me. But I mean, I could imagine it'd be the same if they did that to like Bogomil or something like that. And one of the
you're supposed to believe that this guy's the Iceman. He's the cop for all these years. He's doing this nothing job, but he's got all this money. I mean,
well, it kind of makes sense though. I mean, at the same time, I mean, I get where you're coming from. I just wish they would have come up with another cop, maybe that it was or something like that. Because
it's another way it's a way to get rid of to get away with it, but still, I mean, doesn't really. What's he do? He still does that job all the time.
Right. Yeah. This deep in the game, like they should have had another cop, like you said, that was there. That was clearly, maybe or something like that. No, but at the end of the day. Yeah, I mean, what are we going to do?
Not much. Not a thing.
This helicopter part.
It's not 1989 anymore.
Hell to B from O.
I'm starting to think this is a bad idea. Told you this was a bad idea.
Well, Eddie Murphy is just so damn good. I mean,
I thought you could fly a helicopter.
They had a lot of funny stuff in it, but and they were great together. Nick Nolte, the two of them should have done another one there. Yeah. Bring in,
but I think the time has passed for that.
No, I'm kidding. Way kidding. I don't even know what is he.
I don't know if you could get Nick Nolte out of bed now.
I don't know if he can walk.
That's what I mean. Yeah, he's in pretty rough shape.
As a Riff Tracks fan, they used to, especially in the early days, used to be obsessed with Nick Nolte, making about fun of his rehab and stuff. And Riff Tracks that came from MSC3K, so they put their riffs on all those movies and stuff. Right. Somebody put on YouTube a compilation 15 minutes long called Riff Tracks versus Nick Nolte. And all like from all these different movies, they just bring him up.
Bragging on him.
They were so in love with Nick Nolte. It's hilarious. Nick Nolte got there and only star. Yeah, just having me a drink. Oh, Mr. Nolte. Every time with anything to do with rehab, which is what he was just like in that stupid Hulk movie, the Ang Lee Hulk movie. So
I like Eddie Murphy's stand up. That's my jam.
Well, I mean,
Raw.
I was lucky enough to see him live in 1986. Right, so.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah, it was something. It's one of the greatest times I ever had. We were buddy of mine went to see him live.
You guys are the Lego cops.
Yeah. So Tom, have you seen the movie or you just
shopping? You can't stop.
No, I didn't see it. Yeah, I didn't see it.
It's your friend.
Yeah, somebody saw a test screening of it. They tested it back in September. And I actually, now that I think about it, it started shooting. I think it was either spring or fall of 2021. So yeah, that's how long it's been. I think.
Did they ever consider it a theatrical release, or was this be one of those?
No, I think it was always meant to go to Netflix. I mean, because Netflix ended up buying out the rights for a possible 4 and 5. So, and this does kind of set it up for another one, possibly. So yeah,
that's true.
Oh my God, I just noticed they got the fucking Dare sign on the side of the car.
Yeah.
Hey, Lisa, that's true.
Oh my God, talk about a defunct program.
He did do a voice on the Mandalorian. Said, "There's your goddamn dinner.
There's your goddamn dinner.
There's your goddamn dinner."
Yeah, Dare was from the 80s. Yeah, what did it stand for? Don't something like
again,
anti-drug thing.
drugs are
Yep.
no drug. Not
What did it
wow, I
stand
used to
for?
know it too.
It was this thing where the cops would come in and you had to sign this contract and all. It was dumb. It was part of the Nancy Reagan "Say No to Drugs" campaign.
Right. That's what it was.
Am I back?
yeah,
Me and
You guys hear
Nancy
me?
know a thing or two about drugs,
Yeah.
so we're telling you to say
Okay.
no.
Yeah, it was drug abuse resistance education. I was the first
Oh,
year
okay.
of the DARE
That's what it
program. I
is,
was
yeah.
There
in
we go. Yeah.
fifth grade. It was 1988.
Nice.
I had my
Oh.
Dare T-shirt for
Keep going.
so long. I don't even know what happened to it now, but like,
Did
I
you-
remember I
Sell
just
them
couldn't
now
get
at,
rid
like,
of it.
Walmart or something.
Right?
It's so funny.
It's still active. Yeah, it's still active. Yeah.
Oh, is it still active? I thought it was defunct.
No, it's still active. Yeah, I'm looking at there's the website. Yeah.
Wow.
Here's the
There you go.
yeah. So
Problem is,
Well, yeah.
Max, Dare lied to me. I've been looking and looking for all these free drugs I'm supposed to be able to find everywhere. They claim that there was going to be guys on the corner trying to just push free drugs on me. Now
For
I
free?
go out, look, I'm like, you got the free drugs? You got the free drugs? They're like, get the fuck out of here.
You gotta pay for it, boy.
Yeah, you want some drugs? You're going to pay for it, boy.
yeah.
You want a Pepsi, pal? You gotta pay for it.
What do I look like? A bank?
Yeah.
A sitting duck.
Yep. So Dare is
Wow,
still
I'm
active. So God
surprised it's
bless
still active. I thought they got rid
God
of it
bless
because they
them.
found it very in fact, I heard it was not as what's the word I'm looking for? Successful as they thought it was.
It was
Yeah,
something.
Especially when kids figure out how much they lie to you.
This scares me right here.
Yes, and this is what I've been trying to tell people because they've been hiding her in the trailers very
That's
well. Like
Eddie
this,
Murphy's daughter, right?
yeah.
Well,
So he has an estranged
Foley.
And I
daughter.
know nothing about it. I know nothing about it. And I just said that's got to be his
Axel
daughter.
Foley.
Yep,
yeah.
he has an estranged
detective.
daughter.
And she's a detective.
I think so. Either she's a detective or she works with, because like, and I
Oh
also
my
think she's
God.
either dating or married to Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who Eddie Murphy's hanging out with through most of the movie. That's the weird thing too, is it's got that, and then the thing is, the guy who saw it said, not to get too spoilery, he just said it's got some great bits, right? I'm just afraid that most of the bits are in this trailer. And he's like, where it goes downhill is where you have the daughter try to do a bunch of stuff like dad, right? When she tries to be Axel.
Okay.
You know, Axel's daughter.
Trying to be like Indiana Jones.
Kind of like they try to do a Victor Maitland scene where they try to get in
Mhm.
somewhere and she pulls, tries to pull like, he does in the first movie, like, yes, I'm here to see Mr. Maitland.
Oh my God, no! Please, for the love of God, no!
I have to tell him I just got back from the clinic and I have herpes simplex 10.
Only Eddie Murphy can get away with that kind of crap.
Who was the actor? Who was the actor?
Maybe it would be
that
best if you
character?
tell him. You know what? I think it might
I think
be
it would be
best.
dead. Yes. Hey, Victor. Hey, Victor. I'm back.
Back. Yeah.
Surge. Who was
Surge.
that?
Sarge.
Surge. What was
Surge.
his
When you say
actor's name?
surge, it sounds like a detergent.
What if Jonathan Banks comes back? Turns out he wasn't dead, and he comes back for revenge. Just kidding.
What'd you say, Claudia? Or,
Yeah. What if, I was
Mark.
kidding. But Jonathan
No,
Banks.
who was the actor? Bronson Prince.
yeah, he's in it.
Bronson
He's in
Pinchot.
it.
He's in it a lot.
He's the blonde guy. He's blonde now.
He's blonde now. I mean, because
Yeah.
that one scene
Sales.
just cracks me up every time I
Surge.
watch that scene. It's just
What
He
is
was in
this?
the. Was he
This
in?
is
He
not
wasn't in the
sexy.
second one, right, Tom? Was he?
No, he
Oh,
was
three.
not in part 2, but he was in part 3. He's the best
Three.
part of both
In
part
three,
3.
yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I
he's
just
got
wanna
the Annihilator 3000 or whatever the gun is.
yeah.
I just want Axel, Billy, and Taggart, and would like Bogomil would be great to see. That's all I want in the damn movie. You could have other characters extraneous. And
You'll
stuff,
get
but
it for a
whatever.
few minutes, I guess, is the best I can tell you.
Damn it!
Okay.
gotta be
Well, the
honest, I
plot
should-
of the movie, as you can tell from the trailer, so this isn't me spoiling anything. The plot of the
Yeah,
movie
yeah.
is Billy gets kidnapped, but yeah.
Okay, damn it! I mean,
And we
is that
get-
so much
oh,
to ask? Kevin Bacon.
Kevin
Yeah.
Bacon.
Obviously, I wonder who the bad guy
Is
is.
it going to be a bad guy?
Yeah, everybody's figured it out right away. I'm like, yeah.
Kevin Bacon.
I don't want him to be a bad guy. He's supposed to be a superhero.
Too nice.
Yeah,
He is a
okay.
guardian of the galaxy. That's true.
Exactly, he's a guardian of the galaxy. I mean, come on now.
That was one of the best things I've watched in years. I have to say, that Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. They
It was kinda
kidnapped
funny,
Kevin
yeah.
Bacon. And then they
It
tell
was funny.
about why they.
That was really good. I was a lot better than it had the right to be. Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah, I couldn't stop laughing at that movie. Yeah, the music is great. Everything's great in that. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Am I back?
You're back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that's
Is
so weird. I had no service, but it still kept me on the app with the new StreamYard app. It's kind of cool.
Go ahead. You
Couldn't do
take
anything.
You're tracking
Geek and I-
down Axel Foley.
yeah, the Geek and
Yeah.
I. The Geek and I is quoting Damon Wayans.
The buffet plate, it's $19.99.
Stephen Mack. In my opinion, if you like the first two Guardians movies, you should watch 3. I liked 3, but some didn't, but I liked it. So
I love 3.
I'd
yeah.
say you should.
Pineapples,
Watch
it's 10.
Some people
How much
have
just for some
problems with
bananas?
The buffet plate is, man, that was Damon
Yeah,
Wayans at his
let's take
youngest.
Yeah.
People forget Chris Rock was in the second one.
Yeah, he was.
He's the valet at the Playboy Mansion.
That's right. He was in the
I
second
get
one.
$10 for a car, $20 for a truck. What is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't even
That
shot
works
it like
too well.
I guess
That's
you-
awesome.
it's a weird movie, kind of, but I mean, if you like the first two, you haven't, in the Christmas special, I think you might like it.
The animal scenes are tough to take, but in a
Yeah.
well done.
I
but
think
sad
people are
way.
overreacting to that.
Yeah,
Me too.
but it can be a tough. It can be a tough one. I mean,
There are some people that are very sensitive about animals and stuff, though. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, my ocular implants were malfunctioning at a couple of points too. It was, but I think
It was
that's
well
a testimony
done. It made
to how
you-
good.
I mean,
how good.
finally got a villain that's horrible
Right.
again.
Yeah.
My biggest complaint of the movie was they finally worked an F word into the MCU, and it is the worst way possible. Like, how do you do that and not either have Groot or Rocket use it? That's where
I
it
forgot
should have come
already.
in.
Who did?
It's where he goes, just open the fucking door. That's what he says. And it's like they made this big deal about the
Who?
F word being in the movie. Oh, Star-Lord says it.
Star-Lord? Okay, I forgot all about
When
it.
what's-her-face is trying to figure out the doorknob, and he's just like, just open the fucking door. It's like, that wasn't
Oh.
even funny. It was kind of a waste of time. Why is it
It was a
there?
throwaway, yeah.
Yeah,
Why'd you waste
it
the
could have
word
been
on
so
that?
much funnier, especially if Groot said it. Like, can you guys
Could've been
imagine if
Groot.
all of a sudden you hear,
Groot would have been. Yeah,
Groot.
Groot said it. Groot should have said it.
That's
If you're gonna
what I
say
mean.
it, I mean, you know.
Yeah,
And
I
the
know,
great
because
thing
he's always
about that
told to
is-
watch his mouth. Yeah.
And at the end, you can finally understand what Groot is saying, and you hear what everyone else is saying. I thought that was a nice touch. And
Yeah, that was kind of nice. Yeah.
and,
No, it's a
uh,
great
and,
film, but that was my only real complaint about it. Is like you made a big deal out of that, and you didn't have Rocket or Groot say it. Like, and it could have been
Yeah.
landed so funnily had you used it correctly at some point in the right way, But no, in that way, it was just kind of mean, and it was just dumb, and the scene wasn't even that funny to begin with. Like, it's one of the least funniest scenes because it's like, yeah, okay, she can't get the car door open. Ha ha ha. Like I think she would have figured it out considering the way
Right.
they have her fumbling with it is just kind of dumb.
yeah.
Well, I'm going to interrupt just for a moment and say bye to you guys because I
Oh,
know
okay.
that I'm going to lose service and I'm close to where I need to be, so I have to pay attention.
Okay,
But I
dokie.
Well,
just
have a
I wanted to
happy
be able
Memorial
to
Day.
pop in for a little. Yeah,
Yeah.
you too, and much love to everybody, and I will see you next week. All right,
Thank you,
All right,
Courtney.
Courtney, be
Take
good.
care.
Good hanging out with you.
I'm always good. You know that.
Yeah, we know that. Yep.
The most well behaved. All right, bye guys.
Be good.
Care.
Be good.
Boy, Eddie Murphy, he looks good here though. Damn,
Yeah, he does look
for
good.
his
Yeah.
age. I
He
mean,
does.
they didn't even. That's the
Yeah.
thing. They don't even have to play him that old. Unfortunately, everybody else around him looks so goddamn old.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
Tom, I swear to God, I did not realize that John Taggart was John
Ashton?
John Ashton was still with us. I didn't mean that in a bad way. You ever have that about some actor you hadn't seen?
Oh,
forever?
yeah.
Okay, not
You
sure.
just thought
Right?
they
Yeah.
were, you were sure they were gone. Not sure, but
Yeah,
you figured somewhere at some point you heard they were gone, but it's someone else. You got it mixed up. He
Yep.
was that. And when I heard he was in this, I'm like, wait a minute. Because when I heard about this one going, that's too bad they can't have Taggart. So what do you mean? Well, he's dead. No, he's not. Huh?
yeah. I think that was you and I had that conversation.
Yeah, I swear to God. I'm
Um,
like, yeah.
yeah.
But I'm glad
And
he's
see,
with
it's
us.
like Ronnie Cox is still alive too, but I don't
Yep.
know how alive.
yeah, he's got to be up there.
Much older. Yeah, yeah.
63.
I think he's in his
Yeah,
90s or something like that. But no, Eddie looks pretty damn good he always did though. So
Yeah.
that's the thing. I mean, and people forget how young he was.
He looks so young, and yeah, when
He was
first
the
started.
youngest member of SNL until I think recent years when they had that 17-year-old, I think, start just before they turned 18. Because he was he was hired when he was 17, but he started the show when he was 18
Right.
that season. And
Yeah.
he was only like what, not even 20 yet when he did it at 48 hours or 21, something like that.
Yeah, it was,
Very
well,
young,
yeah,
right?
some of them.
And he's like playing 27 as Axel F, I think is what the number, I can't remember where I saw the age somewhere. But he's actually only like 21 or 2 when he made Beverly Hills Cop as well. People forget how young he was at the time.
Yeah, very young.
And if you're watching Saturday Night Live back then, he took the whole country by storm. I mean, he was a
Somebody
big,
posted the Ebony Ivory fucking thing the other day. You guys
Saw
remember that?
again. Oh God, I love it.
that was
And
amazing.
I
also,
love that.
last week somebody posted the buckwheat has been shot. The whole thing.
Buckwheat has been shot. Have you seen the video?
Now, here is the video, and then later, John David Stutz. John David Stutz, the man who shot buckwheat, has now been shot. When I saw that on TV for the first time when it was on live, could not stop laughing.
You're making fun of the Reagan shooting, yeah.
I wish I had recorded it. I
had it on. I had a greatest hits tape, and it was on there the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it went throughout the whole thing. It might be on the DVD. I'll have to look. I'll let you know.
Yeah, because Eddie Murphy played
now it's
Buckwheat
everywhere.
on Saturday Night
Oh
Live.
yeah, now
and
you
they
can
had-
get it anyway.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, years
Yeah,
before they
yeah.
played buckwheat. But,
Yeah, so he was
wasn't-
playing Buckwheat, and they had I can't remember the woman was playing Alfalfa. What was her name? Oh crap, forget the
Oh,
actor.
I
they had
can't
all-
remember, but yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
you're talking
the
about. But I
actors
can't
were
remember her
playing-
name.
not
yeah,
Sherry
exactly.
O'Terry, but
No.
that's her name.
But I can't remember her name.
But they were all playing all the
I'm
characters. and-
surprised.
I love it. It was Peter Jennings.
She's the
brought
one,
to you
or he's the
by-
one who actually killed him anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Mutual of whatever it goes, because you could die tomorrow, just like John David Stutz.
So everyone who was too
So
young
when he
to
got
watch
shot, when Stutz got shot, though, when he goes, I'm shot.
Wasn't that John Lovitz or no? No,
well, that's supposed
not
to
yet.
be
No, that was Eddie when he got
Jack Rube. I thought
Oh, it was Eddie. Oh,
Eddie
no,
played both
no,
of
I
them.
meant the other guy they showed. He wasn't. John Lovitz wasn't part of the show yet. Yeah. No.
Yeah. Eddie he played Buckwheat and the Ken John.
Yeah. Oh no, I've been shot. Yeah.
I'm shot. Sorry, Mark.
Because he
Oh,
faked
it
his
was-
death.
it wasn't supposed to be more like-
That's right. I forgot. Yes, you're right. Yeah. Because he faked his death, and then Alfalfa shoots him. Yeah.
But I thought it was supposed to be more like Jack Ruby, the Kennedy assassination. That
That's
I
what they
think
were
when it
going
got
for.
going, but at the time, the whole video thing was clearly the Reagan
Reagan.
thing. Yeah. Because they
Well,
even
that
had
was
the hi,
fair.
and then the gun come out and go bang, and then he goes, oh, with the big face,
Yeah, I wish you could show it, but you can't. But yeah,
Buckwheat
anyway, get back
has died.
Buckwheat has been shot. And here, Buckwheat,
our
I was
gang.
Well, then it ends with Buckwheat has died, and then
Buckwheat is dead.
yeah. Have you seen the video? That's the thing.
Here,
that kept-
just in case, it kept me over and over again. It was Peter Jennings. Episcopal was Peter Jennings.
But have you seen the video?
See, just like John David Stutz.
Uh,
Like you
I mean, that was
Mutual
just
of
so-
tomorrow or whatever it is.
yeah, and even Gumby, damn it, was probably one of the dumber ones he did. It's like, what
Yeah,
is
Gumby,
this? Like,
I'm Gumby, damn it.
Gumby, damn it.
That was great.
I've been in this industry for 80 years.
Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood was fantastic. And
That was the
I'm Gumby, damn it!
oh, there you go.
Gumby, damn it.
He met Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers thought that was funny.
I heard that. Yeah.
Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood. I mean, that
This is how
poem that
we
he-
answer the door in my neighborhood, boys and girls. You see this, boys and girls? This is Mrs. Robinson's brand new dress. See the boot marks on it? I didn't have to take them off for it to get on there either.
And I love
Turns
Velvet
out
Jones.
Mrs. Robinson went and spent the rent on this dress.
But there's one he did that topped it all for me. One skit when he played himself undercover as a white guy.
Yes. Well, that is like the greatest one
That's
ever.
one
I
of the
mean,
greatest
honestly,
skits
they
of
should have
all
released that
time.
as like a short film instead of having on SNL. Probably would have won an Oscar at that time.
He was
It
like-
is hilarious. Yes.
There's a scene like I've noticed.
And I
it was
think
white-
that's where he met Rick Baker, if I'm not mistaken, because I think
It
that's Rick
probably
Baker
is.
in that, if I remember right. Because he's even in the little short putting the makeup on him. Yeah.
Yeah, he goes to the store.
Kind of like a Watermelon Man movie story, or
Kind
or-
of. Yeah. You've never seen it, or
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh
no.
my
He-
God, you gotta
yeah,
watch it.
he-
It's the greatest.
he goes, I'm Eddie Murphy of Saturday Night Live. And yeah, I wonder what it was always like to
He was
experience
undercover.
life. as a white man. So I've gone undercover as a white man. So he has like they actually show like Rick Baker putting on the makeup like full on.
Oh, I've seen that.
So he's got basically like he looks just like his Jewish character from Coming to America, only a little younger.
Younger.
Yeah. No, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, he goes to buy a paper or something. He's at the store with the white dude.
Just take it.
Trying to give him money. He goes, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I've noticed that the white people are alone together. They give things to each other.
Yeah, they give things to each other. And when they're alone, they also dance.
And they dance.
Thank God he's gone.
The one black dude leaves from the plane from the train, and all the white people start dancing and shit. It's so great.
Yeah.
Oh,
Steve.
remember when you could make fun of everything?
Yeah. Back in the day, back in the 80s. Yeah, but that show was just so. I mean, everyone was talking in school. Saturday Night Live. Did you see Saturday Night Live this weekend? Eddie Murphy was freaking awesome.
Oh, he saved that show. I mean, it was dead.
He did.
After they lost the original cast, I mean,
there was a time when only he and Piscopo were even funny. Everybody else was kind of.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's what I mean. Between him and Piscopo, they saved the show, and Joe would have never been able to save it on his own.
No.
No way.
I was saying that they were the only two funny ones on there. For a while.
Yeah, I agree with you, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if it wasn't just if you didn't have those two, they'd have been effed. Like, there's no way the show would have survived. It was done.
Yeah.
Yep. Every now and then you get a few funny ones in the cast here and there until like recently anyway.
That was the bridge to the Billy Crystal that's where John Lovitz came in.
John Lovitz,
Billy Crystal, John Lovitz
Carvey,
cast. Yeah, Dana Carvey and all those
Phil
guys.
Hartman, Dennis Miller and Norm Macdonald. I mean, there were great ones over the years, at least until now. I don't think there's anybody that
No, but those are probably the two best casts, obviously. Be the first original cast, clearly.
First original cast, yeah.
Even add in Bill Murray, of course. And then you have, I would say, that 80s to 90s cast, which is the Phil Hartman, Billy Crystal. Well, not the Billy Crystal cast, but the Phil Hartman, John Lovitz, all those guys. Yeah, they were the
Dana
Carvey. Mike Myers came in at the end. Chris Farley came in at the end. Even Adam Sandler was in that at the end. Yeah, Kevin Nealon, you're right. Dennis Miller.
Dennis Miller.
God, that's just a hell of a cast there. Yeah, Norm Macdonald also. Yes,
Norm Macdonald. He may be the result of an experiment to create funny, because that guy cannot even be unfunny. He was uncanny. The guy's one of the funniest bitches who ever lived.
You could say anything and it was funny. You're right. Like, it just didn't matter.
Just delivery.
He could just sit there and look at you and go, paint. And you'd laugh. Like, he was just like, what?
It's the best.
You just thought about him saying paint and you laughed. See? Exactly.
There's all those compilations on YouTube, especially after he passed, where because he always talk about why he just got fired, and what, like, you see, it's like a 10-15 minute video. Maybe it's the OJ jokes, or maybe it's the these jokes, or that is but he did other stuff, but his news show, his Saturday Night News he was the best. I mean, Chevy Chase was great at it. Dennis Miller was great at it. I think Norm Macdonald might have been the best.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, each era
Aykroyd
had
was great too.
Yeah, Aykroyd and Curtin were pretty good too. They were pretty iconic. But I mean, no, you're probably right. Between Norm and Dennis are probably my favorites that ever took it on. Yeah. And that was where Dennis Miller was like, that was what he was born to do. And for a while, wasn't that all he did on the show? He didn't do anything else.
Yeah, pretty much. Once in a while, he'd be in a skit here and there, but
not very often. Yeah, it was mostly just the news bit. Oh God, Dan Aykroyd owned the fucking show though for years. Like, I loved his bits, like the Julia Child, of course, and the the easy toy salesman guy who has,
I watched the first episode. I watched the first episode.
Switchblade.
Norm Moore-Laos at OJ still did it. That's right. Norm, more layoffs at Boeing, and OJ still did it.
Yeah. That was almost funnier than what was the bit that Chevy used to do? And Henry Kissinger is still dead, or whatever it was.
That was General Aliso Francisco Franco was still valiantly holding on to the spike to remain dead.
Yes, that's it. Yes, sorry.
And then this Ford. He didn't look anything like Jim Ford. No. Funny. It didn't matter.
Didn't matter. It's because he did the pratfall so good.
And it was so ridiculous. Like with Belushi and the other guy, they would pretend to be a Secret Serviceman, and they would fall just like him. So, Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. That's what it's called.
I don't like that either. Yeah.
Axel F.
On Netflix. Yeah.
Just a silly name.
As long as it's about him. Name. It's fun. Is it?
That's the trailer. Yeah.
What kind of conclusion do you draw from the fact that it's not in theaters? That it is just Netflix.
I feel it's a big mistake. I do. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be. Although nobody's going to theaters anymore.
Well, I mean, we're being blamed for that. I don't know if you just saw me retweet that deal, but
oh yeah, so yeah, well, definitely on our phone.
Of course it is, because I don't want to see Mad Maxi Pad,
Maxine. Now I've had people,
or Mad Maxine.
Friends of mine have really, really liked that movie, but I'm not a big Mad Max guy. I like the first one and the second one. I don't really like Thunder, but I hated that last one. But at least they had a character in it called Mad Max. He was just a hood ornament for an hour, and I just don't like it.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. I mean, the movies.
This one doesn't even have Mad Max in it. Am I wrong?
I think there's a cameo character that could be Max, is the whole hint.
Well, then it's not. He's out in it.
And then George Miller come out and said before the movie came out, oh yeah, there's this character in there that's a hint at a young Max or whatever. And then it's like, then he's teasing a possible origin story for Max. And I'm like, we already fucking have that. It's called Mad Max.
Max.
Yes. What the hell? Like, what are you gonna do? See him be happy?
Yeah.
I don't get it, man. The people are saying, and like my buddy J Man, he liked it. It's fine to like a movie, but it's just, I don't get it, man. I'm not interested in it anyway. People are, if they enjoy it, fine. But
you replaced Mad Max with a girl boss. What did you expect? Again.
And nobody goes to see it because it's sexist, of course.
Yeah. Well, I went to see, and the practical effects are amazing. You read about how they made it, all the vehicles and the filming.
That was the last one, though. This last one, people were complaining about the CGI in this one, yeah.
Oh, the CGI. So the movie was amazing. I didn't really like the story that much, and then I'm like, well, when's Mad Max going to kick ass? This is all Furiosa.
He never does.
Yeah. It's just a poor ripoff of Road Warrior, and literally, if you think about it, all they do in the movie is go in a straight line for like an hour, and then they turn
to the wrong place. It was done, and then turn around and go back, right?
And then I'm sitting here going like, because then Miller come up with this stupid thing just before, right around the same time Furiosa came out, the first one, where he was like, oh, well, Max is more like a man with no name. I'm like, oh, bullshit. It's clearly the same guy in the first three movies. It's obvious, right? Like, there's not even a question. Yeah. Now you're just trying to change this just because you want to recast the character and have him be like some mystic thing. And then the other thing I gripe about is like, okay, we're at a point where even if this movie takes place between Road Warrior and the first film, or between Road Warrior and Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
Oh yeah.
No, well, that's the thing. Furiosa is supposed to be a midquel to those movies at some point. Like, I don't know which one it takes place in between the first one. Now this one's even before all those, even. Yeah. So this is supposed to be her origin story.
Yeah.
But what I was getting at is, even at that point in where they're at in the world, like, gas is very hard to come by. In fact, we all know that's the whole point of Road Warrior, right? Like, spoilers, we find out they ain't got shit for gas left. They're playing up like they got a bunch of gas. And then people are like, oh, well, they got this refinery thing in a video game. I don't do fucking homework to see a movie. Okay, so guess what? As far as I'm concerned, it makes no sense that they're wasting all this fuel driving these Bigfoots playing guitar that are blasting flames when drops of gasoline are hard to come by. When Max is literally pulling his car with, what is it, horses or mules in Beyond Thunderdome, and they're using pig shit as fuel.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and that was the most ridiculous shit I ever saw. I was like, oh, screw this. And then about halfway through the movie, when I realized Mad Max was literally going to get sidelined in his own movie, I was so pissed. And I walked out of that movie feeling the way Klobby probably did after walking out of The Force Awakens. Because I was like, what is everybody seeing in this movie? I'm like, it's shitting all over Mad Max, and it's nothing new.
I went nuts on my show about it. I said, well, I didn't want to like this trash. Because they were.
That's what I was trying to figure out at the time.
I was, because I don't even, like I said, I'm not a big Mad Max guy, but I wanted to go see a good movie. I wasn't saying it was good. And I just said, wait a minute now. This is just about Mad Maxine. Remember, this was like, what was it, 2016, 15?
15 was when that one come out. Yep. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's been almost 10 years since the last one. Yeah.
And there was all this talk about, it was based upon, I knew we were in trouble when everyone kept saying, it's based upon some feminist play or something. Playwright had written or came up with the story or whatever. It was some kind of I don't know. And I'm like, well, and I knew it was going to be Mad Maxine, and it was. And I don't know. it was boring.
It's not doing well at the box office.
I was talking about that last one, but yeah, this one.
Last one, yeah.
Now you have this one.
People, that last one didn't make
no Mad Max in it at all. What?
Well, the last one didn't make much money either, but it was very well regarded. I didn't love it.
I don't know why.
But I'm like, yeah, why is Mad Max being, it's but we know why, right? Why is in the back?
Chained to a hood for like 40 minutes.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And I'm waiting for him to break out, do something cool and break out, and it doesn't happen. And now Ann Taylor-Joy is a good actress. She was she played in the chess miniseries. What was that called? But I don't think she was sky high at that point with that. What was that during the pandemic? The story about the chess champion that she played, that was really well done and a big hit. But
Queen's Gambit.
I don't think she's
the
Queen's Gambit. Thank you. Yep. But I don't think she's that big of a draw either. Too. I don't know why they didn't. Of course, I just don't think people are ready to spend a lot of money.
All right, Dave G, take it easy, buddy.
Thanks for stopping by, Dave G. Have a great week, rest of your weekend, and your day off tomorrow. Yep. Yeah, we fell asleep at his desk. I sleep. Oh God,
I do that all the time.
Well, that's what happens when you watch Echo. If you watch Echo too much,
that will do it. Or
new
Doctor Who. Well, that's too annoying, infuriating for that.
Yeah, but I didn't think this. That my friends, we went and actually see the first
Fury Road.
was the first one, Fury Road, and I remember we gotta go see the new Mad Max movie. Let's go grab dinner and then go watch it.
Well, and I understand a lot of us were at that point still where there was no woke stuff. We didn't understand this thing.
Yeah.
And of course, why would we resist a new character brought to the Mad Max table? Who cares if she was a woman? At that point, we didn't give a shit. But what we didn't expect is, Max to be sidelined in the movie. Because I said going into it, I'm like, okay, first of all, you got to show me why you couldn't bring back Mel. Nothing in the movie convinced me why Mel couldn't have been in the movie.
Hollywood hated him back then at that point.
Yeah.
Hollywood hates him.
Oh, yeah. Well, he had done the Beaver and some other things at that point, too. That's why I was like, this is ridiculous.
Well, I guess I don't know if the woke stuff, I can't remember now exactly if the woke stuff was in the film as much.
It was creeping in.
It was behind it because Miller was a big virtue signaler.
He is, yes. It's clearly, like you guys said, it had a feminist writer on it. It was
catering to feminists.
You watch the movie now, especially, it has every hallmark of everything to a T of what we dislike. It has this strong woman character who has, for no rhyme or reason, is all of a sudden the bestest at everything. In fact, she's even better than Max. That's the thing. It's like, yeah. Anyway.
He's nothing. He's useless and worthless. Everyone's better than him in that movie. Tom Hardy is wasted. I mean, and he's not Max anyway.
He does nothing. He's not proactive in the story at all.
Nope, not one thing. So, and it sucks.
Yeah, and Charlize Theron, why didn't they have her? I mean, I guess she looks too old to play the character in the prequel.
No, well, there's that. Plus,
old.
I think that George is going to punish both actors for not getting along in the last one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they were
Charlize Theron. Yeah,
they had a big falling out, right? Yeah, they couldn't stand to be on the set together. I guess.
Yeah, they made it a living hell to work, from what I remember hearing.
Figures.
Yeah. Hardy kind of apologized in some way, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, it's because he practically got canceled over it. It's like, okay, well,
really,
he's supposed to be the star of the movie. He's not.
He's not. Yeah, it was a Charlize Theron movie. Yeah, it was a character, but that's not what I was signing up for when I bought my ticket.
He was the titular character, but it was her titular that got.
Now, that was my first experience of the taste of woke, and I'm just like, I don't know what this is, but I don't like the taste.
Yeah, it was big.
Something about it, and it's like they're throwing everything out the window. It doesn't feel or look like any of the other Mad Max movies. Now, if this was its own original new thing, I wouldn't have cared.
Yeah,
but neither did anybody else, because like Mark pointed out, the first movie didn't do well at the box office. The only reason people still talk about it and it gets all this praise is because it got nominated for a bunch of Oscars for some reason, other than the cinematography and stuff I don't understand and see in some of the special effects I think did. But other than that, it's like even at that, I didn't think it was all that great because they lied about a lot of that shit. They claimed it was all practical when 90% of it was still CGI.
Oh, even the
Right.
Fury Road?
Yeah, because okay, so like for instance, I remember they were talking about it, and then you have like the one scene where the that big dust storm thing is behind the trucks or whatever. Like all that is just them driving through a desert, and then they added everything else around the
They
trucks.
added everything. Okay.
Like
the
so, it's
trucks
just
are
like
real.
really like why didn't you just do the whole goddamn thing in CGI at that point? Like, but yeah, so there's some stunts and things that are cool in it, and I'm not gonna knock that, but look, and I get it. Some people like Fury Road and think it's cool. I don't think it fits within the mythos. It does not. And to what it does and what it does to Max to me is unforgivable.
That's
Agreed.
the problem with it. If it had been a Furiosa movie without Mad Max in it, I would have actually liked that more. Just like at that point, just leave Max out of it completely, right? And that, do your own separate, totally separate thing.
No, I didn't want them to drive through a sandstorm, Putin. My point was that's how a lot of the scenes were put together. Right? That's my point. Yes.
Wasn't as
And they
much.
had camera cars and stuff all around they all had to remove and stuff like that. So it's not as practical as everybody wanted to act like it was my point.
No.
Not only that, we got Mad Max in a muzzle, right? Like
Yeah.
he's treated like a fucking dog through most of the movie.
Is that why Hardy was so angry on this movie too? Or
I would be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just wondering if some of the friction came about once he realized what was happening as the movie was being filmed. I mean, yeah, if you're
when the movie's called Mad Max and you're being treated like the secondary star, he probably did get pissy.
Yeah. So I can see that. He
seems like somebody who'd be full of himself.
Yeah.
Right.
Speaking of, this kind of reminds me stunts and all that talk. I watched The Fall Guy and Beekeeper yesterday.
And the Beekeeper.
Beekeeper I loved a lot. I thought it was really, really good. A lot of fun, kind of, like a John Wicky kind of thing, Almost kind of reminded me of the Equalizer remake kind of thing. Same kind of vibe.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's kind of where it's like, like what you were saying, Clobby, we've said many times. Instead of remaking these old shows and movies, why don't they just come up with something original that's like that? Right?
Yes.
So here you go. Here's a situation where this is something like the Equalizer, or it's kind of like Mission Impossible meets Equalizer in a weird way.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys seen it? The Beekeeper one with Jason Statham?
I haven't seen the Statham, but I've heard it's really good.
Okay, so I don't want to spoil too much of it, but basically, it's set up that there's like this inside organization within the government that's set out outside of the governments of the world called the Beekeepers to kind of keep things in order. And so, I don't want to get into too much of the story because you start the movie and the next thing you know, you realize, holy shit, I'm halfway through this movie. It felt like it just started. Because it just takes you, grabs you, and pulls you in from the start and just keeps you going and going and going till the end. And it is a very satisfying, fun time. It's like a Section 31. Yes, Max. It was a really great movie. A lot of fun. Now, is it like Oscar caliber? Fuck no. But you know what? It felt like an old school action movie. Like that's what I loved about it. Fall Guy, on the other hand,
is he a literal beekeeper?
Yes, he does do literal beekeeping as well, but it's kind of part of the whole persona thing. You'll understand it as it goes. It's kind of cheesy in some bits, but once you kind of buy into the whole thing, it does. Like I think Clobby will agree with me. It does feel like a TV show that would have been in the 80s or something.
Oh,
70s.
Like
and just the kind of whole concept of who the beekeepers are. And I liked The Fall Guy. I just didn't like it as much as everybody else has so far. I think I'm probably more in line with you, Clobby.
I haven't seen that one.
I thought you did see it. I thought we talked about it the other.
A buddy of mine, my buddy J-Man hated it, and everybody else out there loved it. So that's all.
I didn't hate it. It just meanders too much in the second half, and it does stick the landing. But it almost feels like at times like it wasn't quite sure what it wanted to do or wanted to be.
All out comedy, revenge flick.
Yeah, well, it's just kind of like, okay, so I vaguely remember the original TV show, only vaguely, right? Like it was one of those shows that I don't think got a lot of love in syndication. I think you and I had this this is maybe the conversation you and I had, Clobby. Because I remember, I think, asking you a little bit about the TV show because I don't remember much outside of the theme song and just kind of the basic idea of it. So I mean, the movie is similar in that respect, and it sets it up to where there could be a future like the show. But I guess it's kind of like, again, talk about like the Denzel Washington Equalizer. I guess you could kind of compare it to that, only just comedy wise, yeah. But the action sequences were fun. The whole setup was all right. I like, and me, I'm a movie person, so I do like movies set in movies at times.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
My problem was there was like zero chemistry between was it Emily Blunt?
Ryan Gosling.
And Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, there's zero chemistry there. I agree.
No chemistry. Oh, you saw it? So you did see it.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I saw it. Yep. So
what did you think of it?
I liked it, but it wasn't a slam dunk. Like it was kind of like a made-for-TV movie. It kind of struck me. And I did love the Fall Guys series. I love, grew up in the 70s, 80s, so I'm sucker for those movies. But it's really Fall Guy in name only, just in terms of Cold Seavers and being the Fall Guy. But there's nothing really tying it to the show. Of course, you do have the Lee Majors, in the cameo at the very end,
which felt kind of forced.
Yeah, but it's like it's very forced, but
it was cute and clever, but it was just kind of like, and the song kind of turned me off too, because they're like, oh, they finally got the song playing, and then they changed the lyrics. I wasn't happy about that.
Yeah, they changed the lyrics to make it more,
of course,
PC, of course. I think, yeah. So,
well, I understand, but at the same time, it was like, okay, you're playing at the end of the movie, just play the original song, because in this version, Clobby, instead of it being saying like, I'm the guy that made Bert and Clint and all that famous.
Right.
He says, "I'm the one. You're the one." What is it? I'm the one that would.
Man.
How does he say it in the new one?
Yeah, but they take all the names. They take all the
names out.
Actors. Yeah,
and then he says like, "I'm the one who has the heart that would fall for you," or something like that. And it's like, they just changed the lyrics to kind of fit the movie. Yeah,
which is to make it more PC, is instead of falling. Yeah, so people, it's like, come on, keep it the original.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, otherwise, I thought it was kind of a good cover of it. I'm like, oh, it sounds pretty good. At first it gets going.
Yeah, because it's someone who could actually sing. So it's Blake Shelton. So, but it's just because the original, I got it up. Yeah, here's I'll put the lyrics up here.
Well, not the kind of kiss and tell, but I've been banging Farrah. It's true, her body out to pay, because I'm getting
come on, Bobby.
That's my default. I have a default to my. I default to my filthy version of it out of habit. So I've just always liked making fun of this idiotic song. It's catchy though, and I like the show.
Okay, the new lyrics are: I might fall from a tall building, I might roll a brand new car, because I'm the unknown stuntman who died to have your heart.
Stupid, yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah, that was dumb. Yep, yeah.
That doesn't work.
Yeah, because I'm in on some of them makes used to look so fine. Everyone knows who these actors are, right? Who cares?
That's when they had superstars. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I can vaguely understand why, but
these were superstars he was talking about back then. I mean, they have famous people now, but
and did I catch I thought somebody else said something about it too, but was there a Tropic Thunder reference in there that I catch?
In the movie, you mean?
In the Fall Guy?
Yeah. Yeah, because after he gets his CGI scanning done, he goes, "Oh, could you put Tug Speedman's name ahead on my body or something like that?" I thought he said. Which is the character that Ben Stiller plays in Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder, yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
But here, like this line, I never spent much time in school, but I taught the ladies plenty. Like I'm sure they took that line out.
Ladies plenty.
Yeah.
Oh, let me bring it back up.
Never been with anything less than a 9. So fine.
Well, I'm not the type to run and hide, so it doesn't say kiss and tell anymore. When I come close to danger, I've never been afraid to take a fall, and I fall. I walk the wire through rain and fire, go fast, and I'll go slow. Somehow I'll grow. I get stronger through it all. It's the death-defying life I lead, but I'll take my chances. I've died for a living in the movies and TV. But the hardest thing I'll ever do is watch my leading ladies kiss some other guy while I'm bandaging my knee. I might fall from a tall building. Well, we already read that part. I never spent much time in school. Oh, but I did my learning. I drove my heart.
Yeah.
Yep. I drove my heart through a burning fire. Yeah.
Yeah, damn PC.
Then the rest is just the chorus over and over again.
Yeah.
Figures.
Dumbasses. Yep.
Thing is, some of the in that
I got-
lyrics. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Joe Dog has a question for Tom. Which horror character would win in a fight, Chucky or Freddy Krueger?
Well, Chucky would have to be dreaming.
Yeah, Chucky would have to be in the dream world, right?
Honestly, like my default is always to go to Freddy unless Pinhead's involved.
Yeah.
Because Pinhead's one step closer to hell, so he'd have more power probably in the end.
Yeah. Right.
Like that's where the Freddy versus Jason thing was always tough for me because it's like, how do you get these two to fight?
Yeah.
I mean, the movie did the best job it could. I mean, I guess with the options you have. I mean, Freddy, and that's the thing is once you bring him out of the dream, he supposedly always has no power, but whenever he gets killed outside the dream, he just goes back into the dream. So it makes no sense. So
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, they've never shown us a way that they can actually keep Freddy down. The only thing that ever killed him was a horrible sequel.
For the remake?
Yeah, the remake. I like Freddy's Dead, but a lot of people. Oh, does he say Tom Cruise? I could have swore he said Tug Speed.
Yeah, and I think because I remember that. I think he does say make me look like Tom Cruise. Yeah,
maybe.
Or was that Tropic Thunder? Did they say make me look like? Oh no, that was in this. Yeah, yeah.
I could have swore there was because somebody said there was a connection between the two or something like that, but I guess. But yeah, no, I enjoyed Beekeeper a lot more than I thought I would, and then I didn't like the Fall Guy as much as I thought I would.
Hey, Matthew.
You didn't hate it, though, right? Yeah.
Pat S. What's up?
No, I didn't hate it, but it's not a movie that I mean. I even rethinking buying the Blu-ray because I bought it on video on demand. So I'm like, well, I don't know if I really will watch it again. At least not anytime soon, to where it's worth buying.
Yeah.
Unless I see it maybe for dirt cheap. I still haven't watched the Ungentlemanly Warfare one. I know you guys were talking about that one.
I haven't seen it either.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been out on a video on demand for a couple weeks, so I think I'm just waiting for the Blu-ray to come out.
Or for the price to
Well, I'll just buy it. Just buy it on disc at this point. No sense in unless I actually get time to watch it.
But they did a great job of promoting this movie, I thought, though, in terms of stunts. But yeah, someone was saying, they should have talked about it like a rom-com, more of an action adventure.
Well, I mean, they probably got it made because somebody convinced somebody that people actually remember the show somehow. See, that's the thing they had going for it, is that there was a lot of people who thought this was an original movie.
Nobody remembers.
They didn't realize it was a remake.
Isn't it like in the States only like 1 or 2 seasons are even out on DVD? It's like 4 seasons they did, 4 or 5.
First season. Only the first season.
That's what I was saying, is like I don't even remember this show being in syndication all that much. If it wasn't for the theme song, I probably would have completely forgotten about it.
It was syndicated, but not like,
That's what I mean. I don't remember seeing it like Rockford Files, and I remember the $6 Million Man, and I remember certain other things like that. Speaking of,
Yeah. It's syndicated for a while up until like the 90s, and then you'd see it.
But it just must not have been something that really caught me at any point, because like I vaguely remembered the theme song, right? But that was it. And like if it wasn't for that, like I said, I would have never even hung on to it. But I remember walking out of when I went to see Ghostbusters with some buddies. As we were walking out, they said they noticed that all the trailers for the movie were nothing but prequels, sequels, remakes, reboots, whatever. And I said, oh, except for they said Fall Guy and one other one. And I said, oh no, Fall Guy is a remake too. Like, what? I'm like, yeah, I know, it's an old TV show from the 80s. Yeah.
Tom, Glenn Larson, of course, made the show. And I was looking into that because the second season, like I said, is not on DVD, but somebody I know that I can't name actually put them on somewhere I could watch part of it. And I started watching one of the second season ones because I watched a couple of the first season, which was about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I noticed that Glenn Larson had another show that was debuting when Fall Guy was going into its second or third, one of the two, and they had a crossover episode with a show called Trauma Center. You know who was
I remember that one. Now that one I kind of half-ass remember. See,
Lou Ferrigno,
that's why probably
James Naughton. And it didn't last like a year or something, but they had an episode that crossed over with the Fall Guy and Trauma Center. And that lasted even shorter, but so that'll never be out anyway. But yeah.
Oh, equally time.
The Winter Guy. The Fall Guy, the Winter Guy. Boom, boom. I can't wait for the sequel, The Winter Guy. My dad would love that joke, God rest his soul. Yeah, he's laughing at that one, yeah. Fall Guy. Yeah, it was a fun TV show. But it was classic vintage '80s. But Marky Post. Oh my God, she was in Heather Thomas. I
She
mean,
started in the second season,
yeah,
or toward the end of the first. Joan Flug was the first boss.
Yep, that's right. Yep. But you think that they would have had these out on DVD,
Yeah.
ready to go, but no, I was
I
looking.
don't get that. They don't seem to do that like they used to, Mark.
They used to, but not anymore. No.
Yeah. I mean, that was when I bought, I remember we talked about this last time. I think it was here. Like, that's when I bought the Spider-Man 60 series.
Right.
I think it was the first or the second movie come out. Yeah, they finally brought it out on DVD, and same thing with the Hulk and some other things. Yeah.
That's what we hoped when they did those dumb FF movies and Sony, that they would put the 67 FF cartoon out. Yeah. And they haven't ever. We got bootlegs of it that, we'll have to settle for. But, Marky.
And, of course, one episode they had Marky Post. Marky Post is always the straight guy, the
wrestler,
and then one episode they had her in a bikini, and I still remember this, or a few times they ended up getting her in bikinis, but I was like, wow, she could give Heather Thomas a run for the money, Marky Post, God rest her soul. So so I was like, wow,
look her,
because they always had her dressed, way over, I should say overdressed, but Heather Thomas was the supposed to be the femme, the girl, on the Farrah Fawcett on the show. And I was like, wow, Marky, because look how they dress Marky Post here, with the sweater and the loose jeans, the loose slacks, and Heather Thomas is wearing the the tighter clothes. But
then they said,
harmless fun
ratings are down. Let's get Marky in a bikini.
Yeah. Yeah, who wants to see Mark in a bikini? What if Mark looked like that? No, wait, that's Mark.
I said Marky.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I don't think you'd call him Marky. That sounds a little.
No, I don't know. Maybe we should.
Marky.
We should all start calling him Marky.
Marky Mark.
Yeah, Marky Mark. Yeah,
Marky Mark D with a C.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on.
Like that, I get pretty good ratings. Yeah.
Tyler Warlow. Hello there.
Hey, Tyler. But it was the Fall Guy's worth watching. It's fun, but it's not if you're waiting for the because he's a bounty hunter in the TV show was Geeking out, and they don't really get their
time
on his luck.
I always thought the TV show was loosely based on the great Burt Reynolds movie Hooper.
Probably,
except
kind of like how Dukes of Hazzard was loosely based on
Smokey and the Bandit.
Gator and Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah.
Before you get into Doctor Who anything, because if you guys are gonna go down that road, I might take off. But I'm sharing something in the back here that I've been wanting to ask Claudia.
Oh
about.
yeah.
It's probably the perfect show for it. So I picked this up at a yard sale Saturday.
What you got?
50 cents, and I don't know much about it.
Power Records, right there. That's
okay. So tell me about this.
In the 60s and the early 70s, Power Records was pretty big. Peter Pan Records, they were Power Records,
right? Yep.
And they had these. This is basically they did some comic book and records as well. It comes with a comic book. And
that was what I was curious. Is it supposed to come with a comic book? I was wondering if it was missing.
Not always. They had them with comic books. I used to have those, but they also came up with these big albums, the 33s or whatever. Not 30. What are they? 33s, whatever they were. It's just. Instead of it doesn't have the comic, but it has the audio play, which there were comics done of these, but then there are other ones where they just put it out where you just could listen to the I don't know if it's 2 or 3 or 4 stories.
Well, there's 4 of them on here. Yeah. Right. See, I wasn't sure if that's what it was or if it was because I haven't got a chance to listen to it yet. I was wondering if maybe it wasn't just the old radio serials they threw on record or something. I used to have a cassette that came out around that same period. Or from that same period as well, where they had put a bunch of them on there. I wasn't sure what this was, or if it was supposed to come with a comic book, or what. I didn't know if it was like a read along or what.
Initially, there were about 4 or more of the Superman book and record comic. Came with the book, of course. It was a comic book that was made usually, like reprinted from a normal DC comic or a Marvel comic, whichever. And it had a little audio play with the actors doing the voices of what was in the comic book. That's how I learned to read, by the way, with the FF one. and then the Marvel ones, and they did it with DC a little bit later, and then later after those came out, they came out with these bigger albums that just had the audio itself.
Okay, I'm seeing here. Okay, so what I have here, yeah, they're posting another one here where it just shows the record and the cover, but then it has like a smaller version of one of the stories that's on this record. PO Box 65 is what it's called. It comes with a little 7-inch RPM version of it.
Yeah, but it was a little.
And it's put out by Power, so I'm assuming it'd be the same thing, but it actually comes with the comic book that way.
Right. They had the comics, and then they had this.
Oh.
This one has 4 of the stories.
Okay, and somebody actually loaded one of these up already on YouTube, I think.
On YouTube,
they're all over YouTube.
Yeah, I'd say maybe we can play a few seconds of it here. I don't think it'd get any kind of.
No, yeah, it's fine to play. Yep. I reshare it. Yep.
Yeah, these are man. I just love my Power records.
Got it.
It's a bright midsummer day in Metropolis, and there's not much news fit to televise at Galaxy Communications, where in his office, Clark Kent is monitoring the 12 o'clock news.
Clear and sunny at 12 noon in downtown Metropolis. It's 92 degrees and getting hotter.
Lois Lane, ace reporter for Galaxy Communications, opens Clark's door and looks in.
Clark, I'm off for lunch.
Enjoy it, Lois. I think I'm going to take a nap.
Lois Lane leaves, and Clark lies back in his chair, only to be rudely awakened by...
Galaxy, Clark Kent here.
Dr. Tripper speaking of the Void Observatory.
Yes, Dr. Tripper. What can I do for you?
Well, it seems, Mr. Kent, my telescope is picking up a strange sort of, what I can only describe as an electrical storm, which is which is approaching the Earth rapidly. I thought the news media should be advised.
That's the old Galaxy broadcasting days when for a short time they changed it. I remember Morgan Edge bought up the Daily Planet and absorbed it into Galaxy Broadcasting. That was going on in the comic. These are taken from regular DC Comics. Great Neil Adams cover on that one with Dick Giordano.
You know, it's great when you do. I frame those. You know, any of those old records. You can buy at Michael's. You know, a frame for $10 or $12, and you frame them and put them on your wall, and they make great displays. So I have a bunch of the Star Trek ones.
Yeah, I love them.
I've got some Spider-Man ones, and
well, that's cool. Well, thank you for the education there, Claudia.
Dude, that's very cool stuff you found, man. What was that? The only one you found, or?
That's the only one he had, yeah. But for 50 cents, and I mean, it looks like it's going for about $19 usually. So yeah,
that's a hell of a deal.
No, yeah,
I love it.
The artwork is just great. Makes a great, great
Spider-Man, Mark of the Man Wolf. I love that one. Yeah,
it's even before the movie too, which is kind of cool.
Hey, RobAltis.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Rob.
RobAltis, what's up, buddy? I backed that Prisoner toy. It's gonna be a year and a half before it comes out. I mean, well, over a year before, but at least I've got one of them coming, man.
But yeah, I'll get out of here if you guys want to talk some.
No, we'll do some food, I think, and then you can go.
Oh, okay.
Right? Did you get to eat?
My supper's almost done yet, anyway. So
yeah. Make them hungry. Make them hungry, don't you?
Yeah,
we can talk some food quick.
Yeah, are there any Star Trek TNG comics from the 80s and 90s that are worth a damn? Substantial. Well, there's some great stories.
You mean worth a damn as in money, or substantially in money? I mean, yeah, you know, they're not like super pricey. That was when DC had the property, and I wouldn't say any of them are all that pricey or anything. If you're talking about just worth a whole lot money wise, no. Quality wise, it was up and down. I mean, that was a lot of the time. Peter David wrote some good ones at that point, but some of the writers wasn't big on. Some of the art was hit or miss, especially the Next Generation ones. But quality wise, it's up and down, and money wise, unless something weird happened, they're not really worth a whole big much.
I mean, maybe you hit one that's $20 here or there, you know,
which is silly because they shouldn't be. They're not key. Yeah. They're not for key collectors.
No, but if it's a rare, I mean, I'm just looking through the list. You know, I love those Peter David comics that he wrote for Star Trek. I thought some of them were phenomenal. There's some really great stories, but there's none of them. I don't think any of them in the 80s or 90s. You know, I think maybe like $15-20 maybe. You know, a rare story, but most of them are $1 to $5. You know.
Yeah.
Of course, you get to the ridiculous slab, you know, 9.8 stuff. That's a whole different issue. But I don't think any of them are.
No, yeah. Hey Tom, did I tell you I bought a turtle? I bought a turtle figure.
No.
Did you know I bought a turtle figure? I like turtles, and I bought a turtle figure. I'm not even kidding.
I like turtles.
No, I actually did. I wouldn't say that to play that, although I do like when you play that. Let's see.
Yeah. What'd you get?
Can you show it?
Yeah, here we go. Ba, 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 ba. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Yeah. It's a Jack Kirby figure that they put out.
Oh, nice! I didn't even know they did that. That is cool.
They call him, yeah. They even call him Kirby in the cartoon, in the comic. I mean, and yeah, I had to have it and got lucky.
That's awesome, dude. I didn't even know they did that.
NECA, yeah.
Yeah, I still want to get those too. Yeah, I've been trying to find them.
Yeah, Tarshay has them. So anyway,
you're saying the collectors are all scooping them up and reselling them on eBay, right?
Well, they had been. I thought we were screwed, and Minimus found it. So, but,
I haven't been to my Target yet. I got.
I mean, and I'm getting to the point I got to start cutting myself off anyway. But that
I
always come up with something that, you know.
Well, that's what happens, right? When you like, I had an action figure moratorium, and I said, yeah, I'm not gonna buy action figures anymore, and then it didn't last. So
damn it.
Well, let's make Tom really hungry before he goes to eat his
dude.
dinner. So this is and that's awesome. Yeah, that Kirby figure. So these are onions, sautéed, caramelized onions. Oh, they're good on.
I like the smell, but I'm not a big fan of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
You put
that looks good. That looks damn good.
So I made homemade tomato sauce from scratch. Yep. Well, of course I bought the tomatoes. I didn't grow the tomatoes. So.
You didn't steal them?
I didn't steal them. Well, if I was a white guy with just the other white guy there, I shouldn't have to pay for them either. But I think I got two cases of Coke that I didn't pay for. They were under the cart, and I thought the kid scanned them because he put stuff under my cart, and then I checked the receipt. I don't think I paid.
Oh well, that's not your fault.
Oh well, but I spent like $350 on groceries.
Yeah, I don't think they matters. That's like Walmart now. If they don't have people checking out, it's like, well,
yeah,
I don't condone it, but
yeah,
I'm also not getting paid to check out groceries.
Yeah, well, that's why they're cutting back a lot of that self checkout. Yep. Of course, we're doing foodery, so I've got to thank Wagner for making the Marc Eatery. There we go, Marc's Eatery, and of course, Clobber and Tom's here. So this is I got to do a theme song on Sono with the Sunday Night Eatery. I should make a song. So you got to have some shrooms. Yep, you got to have some mushrooms. Yep. So there are the onions again, sauce. And then I made a lot of pizza dough. So this pan was my grandmother's pan from probably the 30s, and it's a massive. I mean, you can't really see the scale there, but it's like almost like 2 feet across. That's where she would make her dough when she made bread and pizza dough. So that was how many? I did 4 pounds. Did I do 4 pounds or two bags of flour in there? And you got to use the 00 flour. And Gwag says Modelo Imperative. That was a decent comic, except some of
the art was kind of it was all right.
Yeah, that was all right. Yeah.
That was crossover between both crews.
Yep. So what you do? You make the pizzas for the green egg ahead.
Not enough cheese. Needs more cheese.
Agreed. Yes, I knew something was missing.
Yeah, I didn't. So all my friends came to visit. So my buddy, a lot of high school buddies came down to visit. One of my friends came up from Delaware, so made the drive up, and other buddies came down to visit. So everyone got to make their own individual pies. So not responsible for the lack of cheese. But
they suck at making pizza. Don't let them make mine.
And so the trick is parchment paper helps. You put that under the pizza, so it doesn't stick to the pizza stone. So we got sausages, as I like to say, on that one too. So I made. You got to cook the sausage ahead of time too. You don't put that on there. So how's that cheese, Tom? How's that?
Little better, but no, it's got to be like a 2-to-1 sauce ratio of the cheese.
Yes,
that's just the way it works. I'm sorry, I'm from Wisconsin. Cheese is life.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, you don't even really need the sauce, but you, on the other hand, if you're making homemade sauce, I would try that in a heartbeat.
Oh, it came out good. Thank you.
Sauce usually.
Yeah, the sauce came
Fuck
out
the
good.
canned
Yeah.
crap. And then
Yeah, no. It's like why don't you just buy the canned pizza sauce? Like, hey, it's way too
Ugh.
expensive.
It
And
tastes like can.
yeah, it's like make it fresh. So, and Delaware is then like that now from Delaware's pretty far from me. Yeah, that's not 3 miles, but Delaware. Yeah, we only went 3 inches on the map. And Lisa says Wisconsin mountain of cheese needed. Yeah, yes, more cheese. Yep. Oh, and we had pepperoni. I know Clover and Town says pepperoni on the pizza. So
Pepperoni.
I need pepperoni.
I think
Now
this is
that's
Brian's
more
pizza.
like it.
There we go. That's Brian's pizza.
That's
Yep.
more like it. There you go.
Weird
I don't
red
know. What,
stuff
is that
on
like even some Gouda or something he threw in there?
That's
What is
ricotta. He threw a
that?
little
Or
bit
ricotta,
of
I
ricotta.
mean, yeah, that's what I knew what I meant. Yeah, sorry, not
yeah,
Gouda.
yeah. No, but yeah. So extra ricotta is good mixed in with the mozzarella.
Yeah, it works all right.
Like, yeah, it
Makes
works
it kind
good.
of creamy. Yeah,
Yeah. My poor son is lactose intolerant though, so he can't.
that sucks.
He can't. He has to take the pills, but if he has too much cheese, it just
Right.
like our buddy Rob, who my buddy I was talking about, who passed away unfortunately, but he was lactose intolerant, but he loved cheese. So when he went out with his friends, it was out in college. I wasn't there, but he ordered a white pizza, and he actually passed out. He went into anaphylactic shock.
Oh,
I'm
no.
laughing because he would tell the story and laugh about it, and the owner felt so bad, like. The ambulance is called. It's like, so everyone's pizzas are free. So one of our other friends,
wow.
Rob, could you order the white pizza again so we can get free pizza at dinner this I can't you, but yeah.
Wow. He was just probably panicking, hoping nobody sued him.
Yeah, that was the guy. That was the guy, the restaurant owner, but it's like, yeah. So here's four of the glorious pies. See, this one has enough cheese. Yeah. Pizza time. So it's fun to do. Yeah, it's always nice to go to a pizza place and not have to do anything. But there's something fun about just hanging out and making your own pies and enjoying your friends and drinking lots of root beer or beer or birch beer.
It's like it was fun.
Yeah, it was a good night. Yep. So let's see the cook. Here's the cook product. Yep.
There you go.
That one came out. Yeah, they all came out good. There's some left over now too, so which is good. So
Ugh.
You don't like that Clobbering Times too? Oh, you see the much.
I wouldn't eat that.
Yeah. So that's the green egg.
So
you get the fire up to like 600, 700 degrees. So it only takes like 8 to 10 minutes to cook these pies. So that's a 14-inch peach stone. So that's about so it's a good one person. That's a pretty good, decent meal there if you ate the whole thing. Yep. Fire. So yeah, it's a fun. Now that it's nice weather here too, it's just so much nicer to be able to actually spend time outside and not be stuck inside after the winter. So fruity de mare. Yep. Put some no clams or snails or shrimp on this one. Yep. And Mara says, yeah, I hope I didn't drive after all that root beer. Yep. Yeah, Rob saying miss neighbor pizza pie. That's a problem too. A lot of places are they end up being chains, and you miss that local vibe, the character that a lot of places have, that the mom and pop stuff. But so pizza making it's a big deal right now. I think that's pretty popular for people to have all these pizza ovens. You see them everywhere now. So it's but it's fun. Yeah, you can get some cheap ones on Amazon, like $150. You can get a pizza, either propane or pellet pizza oven. So it's not like it breaks the bank. So it's a nice fun thing to do in the backyard. Looks like the hoarder a little bit. The pain.
The pain.
The pain, yeah. To the pain, yeah. That was a thick one, yeah. I think I did. Oh, here we go, yeah. So anyone recognize that pizza cutter there? That's not Star Trek Discovery.
It's real Enterprise.
Let's see. I think I took a video for fun of got him with the. Where is it? Using the Star Trek pizza cutter. Let's see. Where did that go?
Well, why not?
Oh, I thought I had a video of the Star Trek pizza cutter. I guess I. Oh, maybe he switched to. Had him switch to the other pizza. I'm like, you got to use the Star Trek, the Enterprise pizza cutter. I was probably one of those where I forgot to press. You forget to press record. That's all right. But maybe here. Oh no, I didn't. Brian, you're fired. Blue neck, Lisa. Yeah, well, the Enterprise. There we go. There's the blue neck on there. There's the Enterprise pizza cutter. The Enterprise did have a blue neck. The Smithsonian proved it, but Raquel does not want to. She's going to pop in here now and kill.
Don't get her started on that again.
But they actually, when they redid the Enterprise model, they found, there's a blue paint left, and they did the, they showed exactly what it was.
Yeah,
it was hysterical. Yeah, but Raquel went crazy. The blue neck, yeah. Star Trek and Discovery can only cut the cheese. Yeah, what a terrible show. I haven't watched any of the new Star Trek Discoveries, but yeah,
we don't need to watch it.
Eventually I will. Yep.
Why?
Just so I can talk about it, or just see how bad it is.
No one's even talking about that anymore unless you're reviewing it.
Right.
Unless you're reviewing it on the channel, and I get people reviewing it for letting rage clicks and stuff, which is cool. I would do it if I had. I can't do it. No, but some people do, and they have big enough channels where they're gonna get a lot of people to watch it. I don't anyway.
Yeah.
So why torture yourself? Door Scipio.
Yeah, someone was posting on Twitter X. Star Trek Discovery is ending its 7-season run. It's like it was the longest aired Star Trek show, and then but it has 80 fewer episodes than TNG.
Yeah,
it was like
they did like 12. What are you, 10 episodes? Get out of here.
Yeah. And Darcipio says that's a baby pizza for Tom Connors Jr. Yep.
No,
right.
You're pizza, totally wrong.
Baby pizza for anybody. It's a baby pizza.
Yeah. I do not have a Star Trek sushi set, although I do have lightsabers chopsticks. I did buy a bunch of lightsaber chopsticks. They don't light up though. Later on, it was Think Geek had them, and they had chopsticks that would light up too.
Wow.
As lightsabers, yeah. So that was
that's cray, right?
But I think I'm gonna go eat my supper so you guys can talk.
Enjoy, buddy.
Ooh.
Enjoy, bro.
Go for it. Yeah.
Thanks for hanging.
Thanks for having me.
Really appreciate it, Tom. Yep. So have
no problem
during the week. Toxic Tuesday. You're gonna be around for the second Punisher.
I'm not 100% sure. We'll see.
All right.
That's the one with John Travolta, right?
I thought
it's the Punisher.
Oh, it's not the Thomas Jane one. You already did that one.
That is the Thomas Jane. Yeah, Thomas Jane, John Travolta.
Oh, he's in that
John Travolta's a bad guy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he dances.
I play guys sometimes in the movie.
That's fantastic. Well done, son. Oh Jesus, it's great.
Frank, why are you trying to kill me?
I've never seen any one of those Punisher movies.
The Dolph Lundgren one's pretty good. I mean, it's got it is what it is, and then the Thomas Jane one is all right. I never really liked Thomas Jane as the Punisher, though. I know a lot of people.
He's too good looking. He's too good looking.
He's not the right type. That's why I like Lundgren. Is he looks the most to me personally like the comic besides oh God, the guy that's in the third one, Ray Winston. Yeah, who sadly passed away. Yeah. And that's probably the one that's kind of closer to the comics from my understanding, but the guy playing Jigsaw is in like a 1990s comic book movie. Hilarious.
They try to play him like the Joker, basically.
Yeah, he hams it up big time. Yeah.
It's been so long since I saw it, but yeah. Thomas Jane was better in Hung in Hung on the HBO show. If you remember that TV show, Hung.
I know of it, never saw it, but yeah,
it was actually pretty funny. Yeah, he's playing like a washed up major leaguer who I think he was a major leaguer, and it turns out he's very well endowed. So he ends up making his money. So he's kind of washed up, and he's doing like home improvement stuff.
The gigolo.
And he ends up becoming a gigolo.
Yeah. Just a gigolo.
Just a gigolo.
Where I go.
Yeah.
Without me.
Janeway.
Well, have a good dinner there, dude.
Yeah, yeah. I hope that healthy rice tastes good. The brown rice, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
all right, boys and girls, I think I'm gonna head out. Thank you so much
good,
for having
buddy.
me, though. I appreciate it. I mean, is there any
you,
girls
Tom,
even hanging out? We're such a
Well, we had a girl.
sausage fest. We got Lisa in the chat. That's true.
And Lisa, yeah.
And we had Courtney for a while.
We did have Courtney.
Courtney
for a
was
while.
here. Yep. And Courtney was here. Yep.
Yep.
All right.
And you never know. You never know. Hopefully,
never
we got
know.
a lot of ladies lurking. Yep.
Yep.
That's right.
All right, Tom. Catch you during
Take
the week.
care.
And then we're check out
buddy.
Midnight's Edge, of course. Yep. I'm sure
Yeah, we're
everyone's
gonna
gonna
have
sub,
fun
but
Tuesday and Thursdays.
Tuesday and Thursdays. Yep. So
Clobby usually shows up.
Yes, sir.
yeah, Clobby's a regular. Yep.
We gotta have you on one of these days, Mark.
Yeah, I'd love to come on. Yeah, sometime. Well, Tuesday, what always happens is I'm editing all the slides for Toxic Tuesday. One of these
I can see that.
One of these days, if you know how it is when you're getting ready for a show, but one of these days,
Last minute, yeah.
if I finish it ahead of time, you know what happened a couple weeks ago? I thought I was snipping the slides and it wasn't saving to my hard drive.
Oh no,
or something. So then I watched the movie at 4x speed to do all the slides. I was just like, I only have a half hour left, so I put it on. I got it done though, but I was like, oh crap.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, you have a good night talking about
Tom,
Doctor Who.
Be good, man.
Take care, guys.
Take care. Thank you, Tom. Yep. That was the great Tom Connors. It was awesome having him. So everyone sub to. I'm sure you guys are all sub to Midnight's Edge After Dark, but make sure if you're not, make sure you are. And brown rice tastes great with a half a stick of butter and some fried chicken. Yeah. Defeats the purpose of the health.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah. So, but here's let me show the thing that I was painting. Then we'll do Doctor Who. Yeah, this thing that I was painting. Yep. So I started painting him. I got to finish the eyes. I got to put a little dot there. But almost that. So the pictures never look as good, close up. Look as good, from a distance. Yeah, that's a little bit better shot. But maybe I'll do a little white on the mouth there. I think. Yep. I was trying to get the lines there. I think probably, sometimes they draw the thing with black lines, but maybe I'll do like a little gray, or light orange. Sometimes that works too. Depends on the statue, but sometimes they do like a light orange. Sometimes they do black. But it's trying to do like a faded, but maybe a lighter black would work better. I'm thinking, but the eyes came out pretty good. I think.
Looks good.
Too bad. Yep.
Love it. Nice.
So I gave that to one of them, my friend Brian. He's like, oh, I want. Can I have one of those? I'm like, of course you can have one. Yeah, I've been printing a bunch of them. So he's like, why? His eyes are blue. I'm like, yeah, it's bashful, blue-eyed, ever-loving, blue-eyed thing. Yep. That was my son with his buddy. Yep.
That looks great. Fantastic.
So had a little fun doing that. Yep.
Excellent.
So let's do a little Who here. Everyone's favorite new Who. Well, here's an article from Den of Geek. Doctor Who 73 Yards is about fear and mortality. Just don't try to explain it. So, I did inflict Voyager on my much better half, and then tonight I said, "You guys want to watch a Doctor Who episode?" So my son's girlfriend knows nothing of Who, and she was actually really intrigued by the story. So I have to say that she wanted to watch more episodes after she watched this one.
So we're Blink.
Sure, Blink. Yeah, that's what it was saying.
Stephen Mack. That's why he looks sad. Mark made him watch Doctor Who, new Doctor Who.
Yeah. Yep. But thank you, everyone.
Did
Yep,
you
yep.
explain to her why everyone hates it now, except for this one?
Well, I didn't get in. I just said there's a lot of controversy, and if you're going into she's not a geek or a nerd or knows
I was
nothing. Yeah. No, so I just said there's some controversy over the new Doctor, and and I didn't know you had mentioned to me there was a Dr. Light episode, but he's really only in it. So we'll spoilers, I guess, if anyone here is gonna
5, 4, 3, spoiler alert, 2, 1, 0. So if you don't want to be spoiled for this drivel, are we gonna do spoilers?
Yeah, we'll do spoilers. Yeah, you gotta do spoilers, other than otherwise you can't really talk. We'll try to keep a minor.
Will you synopsize or shall I?
Will what?
Synopsize the episode for everyone.
Oh, you're good at synopsizing. Why don't you synopsize?
Sure, I can do it quickly, but
yeah. No, you're good at that. But I'll just say that what was interesting for me was just watching someone watch it the first time. So yeah, go with your summary. Yep.
Okay, well, everyone probably knows that the new Doctor Who is not, well, some of us don't consider it to be legitimate Doctor Who after all. Touching grass is, hey, it's interesting. This episode is about touching grass. So,
yeah.
This is the 5th episode of this new season of starring Ncuti Gatwa. I've not liked any of them. Shocker, I know. I don't think he's not. I mean, to me, he's maybe even worse than Jodie. So he's not a legit doctor. So even in a better story, it won't matter. Well, this one is the least terrible episode they've done. So this episode, the TARDIS materializes on this gigantic, on the top of this mountain in Wales, right? Beautiful scenery, very top of this cliff of this mountain. And Ncuti and she's I always forget her name, Ruby, right?
Ruby.
Her name's Ruby. Ruby.
Ruby Tuesday.
Ruby Sunday, I think. No, Ruby. It's Ruby for sure.
It's Ruby. Yeah.
So, well, it's 5 episodes in. You should know who the companion is.
Yep.
So they materialize and they walk out looking like. By the way, you should watch Bolstreck's video. Everybody, it's hilarious. So anyway, they materialize. They walk out of the TARDIS wearing really loud orange crap, for some reason, and they walk a couple of feet. The doctor was, I think, what he calls him. What does he call him? Dr. Nutty is what Bolstreck calls him. I'm just going to call him Ncuti. He's not the doctor. So Ncuti, they start talking a little bit, and he mentions something about out of the nowhere mentions this really bad guy, a bad guy who became a prime minister once and shot off a bunch of nukes. But then he asks her what time she's from. She says 2024. You don't, we just went there. He goes, oh yeah, that's way in the future. That's in the 2040s. You're fine. Why he mentions it, who knows? Then
it's weird.
They take a step, and Ncuti boy actually steps on this circle. It's like this webbed up little circle in the ground that's been put there. It's been added there by we don't know what. It's got a bunch of little ornaments and trinkets on it, and like a webbing type of thing. That you don't know why it's there. He disturbs the circle or whatever. And they're talking, they're just looking at it. They're kind of wondering what it was. And then Ruby looks over to her side. She sees some woman way, way off in the distance. When she turns back, the Ncuti gone. So she starts looking all over for Ncuti. Where is he? Looks around the TARDIS. Finally, she's always just playing around with her at first, of course. Yep, shitty as RobAltis says Doomcock calls her. So she tries to get into the TARDIS with her TARDIS key, and it won't work. She's locked out of the TARDIS. And she's pretty distraught. She's after a while, she keeps looking at the woman, trying to talk to the woman. The woman would back off every time she moves, and way in the distance, right? So she finally starts going down this trail on the side of the mountain, and she runs into another nice lady. She talks to her for a few minutes, and the lady asks her, well, who's that over there? And she goes, I don't know. I mean, I keep trying to go ask her, but she keeps running away from me. I don't know what it is or whatever. And she goes, well, would you ask her what's going on? She says, okay, well, I'll go ask her. And she goes off into the distance, and she sees the lady talk, the nice lady talk to the lady in the distance. And then that lady starts screaming, yeah, runs off like she's crazy. She said, what the hell's going on? So Ruby goes into the local, the nearest village thingy, and goes into this pub. If you've ever seen American Werewolf in London, it kind of reminds you of that scene. When she walks into this pub, and since it's Doctor Who, so it's not really Doctor Who, but you know what I mean. We don't know what time zone she's in. Could be anywhere because, that's the way the show is, right? And she starts talking to these people in the bar or in the pub, and they're all kind of standoffish a little bit, and they all seem kind of freaky, and she wants to get a hotel room, and she's talking, and all of a sudden some other guy asks her who that woman is out there, and she tells her, I don't know what she is. She won't come any closer. Every time I look at her, she stands back, and she goes, he says, she's kind of weird, it's freaking me out, and he goes, well, I'll go ask her. The dude goes out there and asks her what's going on. He looks back and starts screaming, yelling, and running away. So Ruby asks to get a room in the hotel, and they give her some trouble about it. And then we find out that she really is in her own time zone, because even though she asks if she could buy a room with her phone, and they're like, yeah, what do you mean with your phone? But eventually they were messing with her. She didn't have any cash on her, so she uses her phone thing.
Yeah, I thought she was time traveling at that point.
Yeah, she thought she was in another time, but then they said, no, they were just goofing on her. And then she started telling them what's going on about that circle that they found up there where the TARDIS was left. And they're telling her it's a fairy circle, and telling her all this scary stuff about some guy that they trapped his evil soul for. He was a murdering bottle or whatever called Majak. Sorry, you're right, Gwag.
That was a good. Yeah, sorry, Greg. No, this is a great synopsis, but that scene was really scary and well done, I thought.
Yes, I'll point out right now that the episode is doing a good job setting up the scary, the creepy. Like Doctor Who, as you may know, modern Doctor Who in particular, old did it sometimes. They were good at setting up these weird, off-the-wall type episodes that were creepy, scary, and things like that. At this point, it's not like Stonehenge, no. It's a very tiny little webby thingy.
It could have been trampled by dwarves.
Right. So these people start really telling her all kind of spooky ghost stories type stuff, trying to freak her out. And the episode so far is doing a good job of setting up tension, mood. It's scary. We don't know what's going on. It's weird. It's got that Doctor Who weird that we used to like in a good episode. So eventually Ruby, she after a couple of days or whatever, staying in the place, because they were just goofing on her. They were just messing with her. They weren't really. So at first, the episode gives you a head fake. You think those people in that town are going to be something scary. That's where the episode's going to take place, but it doesn't. She manages to get a ride back to where she lives, and she goes to see her stepmother, who was in the first Christmas special episode she was in. She tells her about the woman, and her mother says, I'll deal with this. And she goes and walks off into the distance to the woman, talks to her, and the next thing you know, her stepmother's disowning her, changing the locks on her place, kicking her out of the apartment. She wouldn't want anything to do with Ruby anymore. She's cast her out of her life. Hates her guts now. Won't take her phone calls. All pissed off. As later, there's the mention she files an injunction against her. So Ruby's cast out now. She doesn't know what to do. She has nowhere to go. But then we see a scene where she's met by Kate Lethbridge Stewart of Unit. And you're like, as a viewer of Doctor Who, okay, well, Unit's going to get to the bottom of this. Right?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, right? Kate goes up. It's a pretty interesting scene, which she's telling Ruby about, we always take care of the Doctor and sometimes his companions, and we always do these things. And we're going to look into it. She's got Unit troops all around. Kate's going to handle it. She's on the job. Ruby doesn't really know her that well, but Ruby is drawing strength from that, right?
Another good scene, too.
Really good scene. And so Kate and the Unit guys go and approach the woman, and then they run off and say, get out of here. Don't take her. Run. They look at me. Basically, they say, get away from us. They cast Ruby. They won't talk to Ruby anymore. They hate her, too. They don't like her. and the woman's always way off in the distance. We'll talk about the distance later when we get to that.
Yep.
So the episode starts leaping, taking bounds into the future, 10 years. And we see her like she's at an apartment. I guess she ends up with a job. They're not specific about that, which is fine. You don't need that really, but just letting you know she's got a job in the city. Shows her birthday card each year. She's 30. All of a sudden, moves up to she's 40 years old. She's out of relationships, in and out of relationships. She's not really doing that great with relationships and stuff. And before you know it, it's in the mid 2040s. She's in her 40s, and she starts hearing about this politician. And
Bossy Jack.
He's basically Mad Jack, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Basically Mad Jack that the doctor has mentioned and that has been mentioned, right? So the politician is coming to power. He's becoming popular, and she realizes, that's the guy. What are you doing?
Yeah, here's the text. Yeah, let's see what you say. I went to Mumbles when I was about 16 because of a boy, and I broke his heart. Mind you, Roger A.P. Gilliam, that's a bad example of the Welsh. It's like that comes out of nowhere. And this is Ruby, terrifying. Oh yeah, the most dangerous prime minister in history. He led the world to the brink of nuclear. Wait, what year are you from? This Clouby said, yeah, 2024. Oh yikes, sorry. He was 46. Spoilers. Forget I said anything. It's like how
why would they even be talking about that?
That's just so out of the blue, weird to mention. The episode would have worked. Well, there's a bunch of flaws with the episode, but one of the things is they should have never mentioned that.
That mention is so weird and so pedestrian. So what he's saying, yeah, folks, is like he just showed you the transcript. Mark just showed you the transcript where right before Shooty disappears, he mentions that politician that in the future out of nowhere for no reason, and that's what tips her off to do what she's doing later. And then it just, it was like, why are you talking about that? I mean, why would she not care about that anyway?
Yeah.
So now she's getting to the point where the guy's just coming into popularity, and she decides she's got to stop him. So she joins his campaign, weasels her way into the campaign to find out, to get into a position to sabotage it somehow because she knows what the guy's going to do. Time goes on, and he does win. He becomes prime minister, right? And he talks about they find some loophole. Like, yes, he doesn't really look like Orange Man, Putin's cat, but he's pretty much Orange Man. And he finds this way to somehow, because we all know UK doesn't have control of the nukes, but in this one, because of the UN, he finds a way to get control, so he can allegedly fire off a bunch of nukes at the borders or whatever.
Yeah, who knows? Right? Doesn't even look in the transcript, but he wants to get nuclear weapons, and they're doing an interview like, oh, can you cut that or whatever? It's like basically you want to. Yeah, so here's the transcript line. He wants to. It says, here we go. It's time to vote for Britain to find its voice, its pride, its future. And then he says, it's a cost of living, it's inflation, and that you want to spend billions. Yeah, you're committed to spend 65 billion on nuclear weapons. I'm a Welshman. I was born in Wales. That's what the AP in my name means. It means son of. I'm a son of Wales. Yeah. And so he says, I was taught to say no more. And I want Great Britain to say no more. So I pledge to defend our borders and set us up on high as one of the greatest nations in the world. They talk about NATO there.
NATO, yeah.
Yeah, Great Russian War, not a single rocket was fired. So are you saying you actually want to fire a nuclear missile? And we'll cut that bit out, right? So none of that makes sense. It's just
it's so stupid.
So ridiculous. Yeah, no politician.
It's ridiculous.
Come on. You'd say you want to increase the national defense, but you wouldn't say that you.
Yeah, it's preposterous.
Yeah.
So, and also we're to believe technology. I mean, the world doesn't look much different in 2026 either. But anyway.
Yeah.
So she finds this way. She's figured out over the years how to measure how far Putin's cat. It's not really Doctor Who to me, but how far the woman in the distance is that she's always seeing. and she figures out that she's 73 yards away from her, no matter where she goes. So they're having this big rally thing at this football field in somewhere in London or whatever, I don't know where. And so she's not supposed to walk out onto the field. They're trying to save it for this big rally thing, but she walks out on it anyway. They're yelling at her, get off the field, because the politician, the guy she works for, is out there on the podium. And she keeps walking to keep yelling at her, but she keeps walking enough. She manages to measure it so that she ends up exactly not only 73 yards from her, but from them. So in other words, she sets it up so they see her, they meet her. And then when they meet her, they go nuts.
Yeah, but why didn't the girl go? Could have been a 73-yard circumference of anywhere within.
Know.
Like, why did it have to line up with the politician? But
I don't know.
In the other parts of this, you just work here. But other parts of the story, she sends people up. Like she sends her stepmom, or she said, "Could you go talk to her and ask her a question?" And then they go nuts.
Well, I can see where she
really
couldn't get that guy to go walk and talk to her. She wouldn't be able to say, "Hey, would you go talk to that woman for me?" I mean,
yeah,
she had to do it.
But why would? But why? That was a good trick. But the 73
why
yards
would they?
Is the circumference? So the woman could have been anywhere around the circle. Why would the woman appear directly next to the guy?
Yeah, it makes no sense. But then the episode makes no sense. So anyway, the woman, she manages to finagle it where the woman is near the dude, the politician and his cronies, and so they go nut for some reason. They go crazy, and they quit. They drop out of the race and all that stuff, and the world is saved. Do you think
she told them what the woman in the distance tells the prime minister what's going to happen, and that's why he freaks out so much?
I don't know.
Like that he causes a nuclear war.
Why would she believe it just because some crazy woman tells her?
Right, I know. Then why would he resign as prime minister? I thought it just meant
like he's already said
talk to Ruby.
He's already said he wants to fire nukes, right?
Yeah.
So if he said be like, if someone were intent on firing nukes, it'd be like someone saying, "But if you do that, you're gonna blow a bunch of people up." And well, yeah, that's why I'm firing them. So
yeah,
I mean, it makes no sense. But we're talking about RTD. Yep, Saxon. There you go. So anyway. So that happens, and then she saves the world, and we keep moving up farther into the future. Finally, she's in her 80s on her deathbed or whatever. Not completely dead, but she's, in the hospital. Yeah, I mean, she's pretty messed up. She's in the hospital, and so eventually she takes a trip out. I don't know how in the hell. I'm trying to figure, how did she get back in time?
Well, she didn't. She actually dies in the future.
She dies in the future.
Spoiler: the woman in the distance is Ruby, and I pretty much
the woman in the distance, of course, is Ruby. We all figured out. Yeah, it's her.
You figured out pretty quickly too in the show. I'm like,
so how
is that her? You don't know, but you think it's her. Yeah.
All right. What I want to know is because, like I said, by the way, like this article says, if you just just don't expect us to understand it, so they explain it here. Well, if you need an article to explain something to you, because this episode, by the way, all the stuff we're telling you, the episode doesn't tell you why it's Ruby. How did it ever become Ruby? All that time, how? I don't know. And how does she get back to that point?
Yeah.
Do you know? I don't
know. I think that she changes the past. Captain Infinity's not here. But she changes the past, so
you don't want to be here for that.
Yeah, so she dies in the future. She lives to be 80 plus years old, so she dies at that point. I don't know if that ever changes, but
how does she get back to 2024? How did her future self get back there?
She doesn't. I mean, they change the timeline, so it's a new timeline again. So she doesn't go back.
Tell the doctor not to step on the thing.
She does. Yeah, she tells the doctor not to step there. Because that's her when she dies. She turns into a ghost, allegedly. Now this is what I'm reading, and then I didn't write this, but she's able to tell herself. Finally, once she dies, she's able to tell herself, "Don't stop the doctor from stepping on this fairy circle."
Well,
and that changes the future.
I have no idea how she does this. Do you?
No, but that's their explanation here. But they're also saying this article, temptation to pin it down is tough to resist. It's hard not to want diagrams, flow charts, footnoted explanation of every slippery element. It's worth resisting the urge, though, because this episode was designed to evade simple answers. No amount of close reading will reveal its definitive truth. Now, I mean, yes, there's a nice thing about leaving mysteries, but you also have to have a satisfying end of the story. So basically, it ends with somehow Ruby dying in the future. She's like a force ghost, and use the Schwartz loop. Don't step on the circle. So they really don't stick the landing, because there's some really great elements in this. And yeah, I know a lot of people don't like Shooty Magooty as the new Doctor, but yeah, it's
at least we're not
neither here nor there.
If you don't have to watch Shooty this episode.
Yeah, he's barely in the episode, but if a good story is a good story on the face of it, right? You can even if you don't like some of the acting, but they don't stick the landing. So as I'm watching it with someone who's never watched Doctor Who before, they were really intrigued by the opening, the setup. It's scary. The scene with the pub was, I could picture that in an older iteration of Doctor Who, teasing the character, and then the creepiness of the lady in the distance is well done. I mean, it's as you asking questions, you're not sure what's. You think it's Ruby, like pretty on. I'm like, maybe that is Ruby, right? But maybe it's someone else. So, all of that is good, and then you're growing older and living that secondary life. I mean, it's done before. We're talking before in the green room. Star Trek, TNG with the Inner Light, and many other shows have done that. But it's still a good. It's an interesting concept. But I guess what they're saying here is the moment of her death, she goes back in time because the woman on the wealth clip side from the episode's opening scene.
How
we see where a scarf and tartan, I don't know, a fabric woman is worn. Ahead of her is a TARDIS. The woman speaks, "I'm sorry it took so long. I'm sorry I tried so hard. What else could I do? It took me all those years. And look at me, I was so young." So I think, and she's doing, I don't know, American Sign Language, but I think the whole time she's doing sign language here, she's making all these symbols in the air. And so that's probably what she's saying, with ASL. So you think Ruby would have tried to learn American Sign Language too? To
nothing.
What she was.
You're destroying what's left of my mind.
I apologize. Yeah,
I'm asking a simple question. If you can answer it, fine. Don't offend this thing. They don't give you no answer. No answer.
No, there's no answer. No, I agree. I'm just trying to dissect this article here. So,
well, this article is admitting there's no answer. At least I think it is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I haven't read the article. I'll put it to you like this. We don't know how. We never learn why there's this projection or this version of Ruby standing 73 yards from her for the rest of her life, for her whole life. Yeah. It's never explained, not once, how it happens. Not ever. Not ever. If they got to tell you how the weeping angels, we know what they are immediately. The Doctor tells us eventually in the episode what they do, what they are. They're the most kind assassins of the universe. They're quantum locked. If you see them, they can't move. They will send you back in time to live. Everything you need to know. When you finally get to that point in Blink, you're told you know everything you need to know. You're not gonna, whether you like the episode or not, whether it's conclusions, whatever, however it works. You don't have to you don't have to ask any questions. Not one. Not one. You know what they are. Episode goes on. Fine. That's good writing. That was what Moffat could write. This one, I've got two big questions. Number one, why was Ruby there? I mean, why was a future version of herself? How did it get there? No one brought her in a TARDIS. No, we don't know. Now, are they going to explain it 2 weeks from now? If they do it for 2 weeks, I don't know. Okay, a bigger question. Even though Shooty's not really the Doctor, we're going to put, for the sake of this argument, we're going to call him the Doctor just for the sake of argument. How does arguably the most powerful being in the cosmos, the Doctor, the most traveled time traveler of them all get wiped from existence by what? Not even by what? We don't know what did it.
They don't say there's supernatural fairies. It's not the master. It's not a villain somewhere.
Yeah, and not only that, why is the TARDIS dormant? And why is the TARDIS just dormant forever now?
And she can't open the TARDIS with the key to the TARDIS yet.
Right. So that's not acceptable. Because like you said, I was with you. There was a lot of good spooky setup for this episode.
Yeah, the setup was great.
They can't stick the landing because you needed two things. I need to know why because about halfway through, I was going, okay, the doctor's going to pop up or something, and he's going to explain it. And then about a little past happened, going, okay, apparently we're not going to see him again. Good. And then they don't explain a damn thing, not one thing. It's other than she dispatches what's his face, and it's 73 yards.
Very weird. I mean, the 73 was cute, but yeah, what they're saying here was, who was it? We want to ask who was ultimately behind it? Another god from the Pantheon, one of the toy makers' cruel game. The 73-yard rules feels like part of the game. Susan's twist character assumed that Ruby and the woman were playing a game. Ruby's grandmother describes the doctor as having a box of tricks. Was it a spell cast in this newly magic welcoming Doctor Who? Fairy tales and myths, from Orpheus not being allowed to look behind him on his way back from the land of the dead, to Persephone not being allowed to eat in the underworld, all filled with arbitrary and cruel tales designed to trip people up. There's a whiff of that out there. Ultimately, you decide. And you decide, too, if you like the explanation above or not. Perhaps you prefer the idea that the words, "I'm sorry it took so long, what else could I do? I was so young," are those of the mother who gave Ruby up for adoption instead of Ruby herself. They certainly sound like it. So you're 100% right. I mean, just Blink, we always compare that, Dr. Light episode, but they explain the Weeping Angels and, as a villain, and it all ended up working in the end. And you got answers. Now, you don't have to answer every little question on, it is nice to have, mysteries that aren't all answered or you can kind of figure out, but you should have some clues or, explanations, but there's zero to explain. Even if they had fairies in this episode, the fairies cursed Ruby, that would have made more sense to me, right? Or, why does the doctor, as you said, just disappear? Or, they could have said, like the Weeping Angel sent you back in time. So that's how how you disappeared eventually, right? So that,
right. They tell you everything you need to know in that episode.
Yeah. So then you can eventually figure out, and it's horrifying too, when you think about, getting sent back in time as happens, in Blank, but it's all wrapped up at the end. So then you finally understand it when Sally Sparrow's friend gets sent back in time and lives another life, which is very similar to this, and that aspect of terms of living in a whole nother life. And the girl was a fine actress in this. I didn't have anything wrong with her performance. She's good in it. She's acceptable. But there's just no payoff. There's no payoff in terms of give me some explanation.
These people might be right. They may be planning to answer this down the road, but that's still a failure. You don't do this kind of story and make anybody wait. You have no guts if you do that. Do it now. I mean, do it in the episode. Yeah. There's no payoff now. It's no payoff if like 4 episodes down the road they tell you what that was.
Yeah, or some new.
At the end of this episode, you're just left asking questions, scratching your head. Then the power of the episode is taken away. It's ruined. That episode's ruined because they don't give you anything. I mean, what did you do? You just wasted everybody's time for 45 minutes. And it's too late if the answer comes like at the end of the season. We find out that was her mother who was moving her around through time or whatever. And why were they powerful enough to do that to someone like even the fake doctor like that? It's over. You ended the episode without explaining it. That means your story will always be a failure. That story.
Yep. Yeah. So any explanation of 73 yards will sort of work and sort of fail, but mostly it won't matter because this episode isn't about finding the correct answer. It's bigger and more truthful. It's about fear, mortality, resilience, and ultimately hope.
No, it's not.
Strip back, this is a story about everyone's worst nightmares coming true and finding a way to carry on and using the very thing that haunts them to save the world. Now, that part of it is good, but not sticking the landing is what that sentence there. I could agree with that. That it was a pretty horrific setup. But
They did a good job of making it spooky and scary.
Yeah.
But
so they talk about her parents and being abandoned. Yeah, and then she's on her own. And then I'm like, why are you sending your stepmother to talk to the woman? You're going to lose your stepmother. And they don't explain why the people go nuts. And they don't, if they don't want anything to do with Ruby, but why would the prime minister resign? Like they don't explain that. So it's one thing to have this stalker, scare people off from her, but they don't explain that.
Yeah, because there's always someone's. I mean, she's out on the street, for example, and she looks over and she sees their usual 73 yards away. People walk by that person. Nothing happens to them. So why is fixing it to where what's his face, Mad Jack or whatever, the politician ends up next to her? What good does that do her?
Yeah, because isn't there always someone next to this woman whenever you walk?
If you're out in public. So, in other words, it's one thing like that lady goes, I'll go talk to her. They actually walk up and talk to her. She says something to him. Did the politician dude say something to her? Like, hey, I mean, involving Ruby, right? It was always like, hey, what's going on? Why are you doing this to this girl or whatever? And then they go, wah, and they run off. Well, this guy, I don't think that's what happens here. But they don't explain
They don't explain that. Yeah. So, like, what if she's in a car? Like, there's one scene they said, well, I don't go on. She has all these boyfriends that looks like she's going to get married, but she never does because they say, if I can't travel for my honeymoon, or it's not like, why can't we go to New York? And she's worried that if the connection is severed, she will die herself. But so she never goes on a plane, or what happens if she's traveling in a car? Yeah, she said she won't go on an airplane because she's worried about that she'll die. So then they have all these. Those are pretty touching. Those scenes with the husbands passing her by. Just as a standard, with what life could have been. Yeah. So he says,
Max,
let's go to New York. And you say, no, I keep thinking, I want to take you the wrong way, but I got to ask, is there someone else? Yeah. So they try to, make her life tragic, and she's always watching this, turns out to be her, in the distance. So, but the whole Mad Jack thing, it was just, the most dangerous prime minister in all of history. So she finally figures that out. I'm trying to remember what the trigger. Oh, I guess she just remembers what the doctor said, right? That's the only reason why she figures out that Mad Jack is, who it is, right? So I think that's, and then the people in the beginning in the bar, they also say how crazy Mad Jack is too. This guy,
evil spirit or some kind of.
Yeah.
And yes, Matthew Pounder, it is very David Lynch.
Yeah.
It's about as nonsensical as that.
Yeah, the scene with the unit head of unit was well done too. I thought I like that. But she's a good actress.
With all the stuff unit can do, I mean, that thing can dispense with the doctor and it can take care of unit. We still don't know what the hell it was. Yeah, it was her. If it was her, that's even worse.
Yeah,
or mother maybe. Because you can tell me that her mother or even her, if it's her from the future, how could she do that to the doctor?
Yeah, because they made the doctor disappear and they don't even explain where he went or what happened, or it's just the doctor was gone, basically, wiped out of existence. So even if the end, if they had, inferred a new villain or inferred something, they don't have to give you every explanation, but just kind of had, like a hand rising out of that fairy circle or some demon or something. Give me a little hint.
Well, she can't tell the doctor about it because it didn't happen.
Yeah, right. So it It never happened. Yeah, it existed, but so that Ruby that's
her.
alive now. Yeah, this never happened. So that part of her story doesn't exist. I mean, it was her the other timeline, that character that lived to 80 or 90 and passed away. That's a character that had all these experiences. The other Ruby that's in the current continuity never had any of those experiences. So, like, what this article is saying, I don't know whether Russell T. Davies meant the story to be about surviving our fears, accepting our mortality, going on in hope after losing the people we love. Well, that's, of course, a nice sentiment just to say, not necessarily tying into the story. Maybe, maybe not. But in the nicest way possible, it's not up to him now. As long as shows like Doctor Who keep putting ungraspable, imaginative ideas like 73 yards in front of us, what we choose to take away from them is nobody's business but our own. Well, it's a nice way of saying, yeah, you can interpret a story however you like, however you want. And for some people, maybe that would work. But for me, I really want to see that payoff or some kind of hint of what was happening there. Yeah, it existed, but never existed. Yeah,
never existed.
Yeah, it never existed. But I do have to say that Madeline was watching and she enjoyed the episode, but at the end she's like, "But what happened? That didn't make any sense." But she did want to watch another episode. So, and she knows zero about Doctor Who.
Show her real Doctor.
Yeah. So
show her Blink.
I will show her Blink, but so at least it did get her interested in Doctor Who.
Hey Wes, show her Blink. Show her the 11th Hour. Show her The Empty Child and the Doctor Dances. Hey Wes.
Yeah, Doctor Dances. Yep. But Blink is probably the best standalone episode to watch. I think Blink, really, I've shown that to a lot of people just for fun, and that one works because that's just a great standalone. And this was actually pretty good standalone until the last 5 minutes. I mean, if they'd come up with a nifty explanation, I guess maybe too cute by half, or we're not supposed to ask. But yeah.
No explanation.
And thank you, Wes Cagle, for being a member for the Silver Surfer member. It says Dr. Pooh makes Voyager look like Citizen Kane. Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
And it's saying Wes Cagle became a sponsor. I think you were a sponsor before Wes Cagle. I think sometimes the Stream Elements bot goes crazy.
Who's guess it's like yesterday's Enterprise, but written by a-holes. Well, this is definitely written by an a-hole. It's R.T. Davies.
Yeah. And Mars Monkey Max says, "Yeah, it was a cool time, but give us a few answers." Yeah. I do. Yeah.
Your Muslim uncle, what's up, brother?
Hey, Muslim uncle. Yep.
Yeah, massive council of 2073.
Yeah. Like the Rangers did the Panthers today. Wow, the Rangers stole that game today. Shesterkin, the goaltender, stood on his head and saved that game because. But it's like when you have a couple of skilled plays. So sports pucking for 30 seconds, but when you had some really skilled plays, so the Rangers had a shorthanded goal. You're not supposed to score, right? A couple of their players made like gorgeous, like impossible shot goals. The Panthers goal is so good, and then a guy who never scores scored in overtime. So the Panthers had tied it up, but Shesterkin, it's like having an Lawrence Taylor on defense, or a great defensive team, a great player like that can change the course of a game. Yeah, that was
dog. Yeah, I understand.
That was a wild win for the Rangers. They didn't deserve to win that one, really. I mean, the way the Panthers, they dominated. If you look at time of possession in football, I guess, is the closest thing. Like the Panthers had like 10 more minutes in the Rangers zone, but the Rangers held them off. Yep.
Yes, sir.
So,
What's up, Joe Dog?
Hey, Joe Dog. What's your favorite Looney Tunes character?
Mine's easy. It's Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, Bugs is just so damn good, right?
Ain't I a stinker?
Daffy Duck is fun, fun too. But yeah, Bugs is it, right? Yeah.
What's up, Dad? I also like me Roadrunner. I love Wile E. Coyote.
Yep.
Bugs and we love Marvin's great. Marvin's great, huh, Jeff? Love him.
Yep. So your viewing pleasure might might not be the same, but I always say watch the damn episode, decide for yourself. But I don't think that the ratings are very good for these, and it's a shame. But this one had some promise, though. I have to say this did have some promise. So we'll see if we do get a payoff down the road. But I did want to show. I forgot to when we're doing the foodery. I did want to show. Dad Man had. I guess he's. I don't know if it's his birthday or the missus's birthday. So Dad Man, here's a shout out for Dad Man. Let me show. He sent a picture of his birthday cake or birthday. So I don't know if it's the missus's birthday.
Is this Dad Man's birthday?
So he said, and I'm sure it's okay to say, but I thought the missus' birthday was a few months ago. But there's the sharing. It looks like an ice cream cake to me. Good.
Like an ice cream sandwich.
Dad Man said ice cream sandwich thing. Yep.
It's a cake.
It's
weird.
Birthday dessert tonight, Mark. If you hadn't hit foodery yet, so I got a right to.
Happy birthday.
So happy birthday. I think it's Dad.
Is it Dad Man's birthday? Oh man. Well, happy birthday, youngster.
Yeah. So I think he's 29. Yep. So I'm gonna say, is it your birthday or Mrs.? So yep. So dessert is always good, right?
Rant of vulgarity.
Yes.
I don't know. It's not my call.
Unfortunately, Max, no, we're gonna get out of here now because I can go march in the Memorial Day parade tomorrow. But
Max, if you want to pop in,
I appreciate it.
Wednesday night, if you want to pop in for 73 seconds or even longer and cuss about it, you can. Well, I can't do it on my channel. We're not cursing, but
yeah, we're monetized now, so we can't. We can't.
Well, that's out of the bag for tonight here, anyway.
Yeah. Or you could just send us something. Beep, beep, beep. Here's Max's review. Beep, beep, beep. Doctor Who. Beep, 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 beep. Doctor Who. Ruby. Beep, beep. Ending. Beep, beep, beep.
That's out of the bag for tonight, anyway. Though earlier.
Yeah. Yep. So, but all good. But yeah. So happy birthday, either to Mr. or Mrs. I don't know whose birthday it is. I thought Mrs. was a few months ago, but. So happy birthday to the Dad Man clan, either way. But yeah, it's again we started the show with talking about Memorial Day in the States here, which remembers all the veterans who sacrificed their lives to defend our country, and it's a lot of young people that didn't get to live their full lives. Their stories were cut short, and it's a lot to sink in. The older you get, you realize how much their lives were frozen in time and stopped before they had a chance to live. But if we didn't have people like that sacrificing, we'd all be speaking, unfortunately, probably a different language right now. So wouldn't have the freedoms that we do have. So it's a solemn holiday. You shouldn't say, happy Memorial Day. You don't. It's Veterans Day is a different. We give tribute to everyone who's a veteran in the armed forces. But Memorial Day is a day to remember those that have passed. So it's. But it's okay. It's okay to have those picnics and barbecues and obviously get together with family. But the point of the holiday is not shopping and barbecues either. But it's just just take a few minutes tomorrow if you can, just to remember people. I think that's the best way. So here's a graphic I had found. Yeah, so that kind of sums up Memorial Day pretty well, I think. So that's okay. I appreciate you doing that. Yep. So you remember and honor. So that's how I think we'll end the show on that. And so we'll just I'm just going to leave this up, and just want to thank everyone. I'm not going to shout out everyone tonight, but I really appreciate all my channel members and supporters, and it was great hanging with everyone tonight. But I'm not even gonna do an outro. We're just gonna just leave this up and do a moment of silence, and we'll end the show on that note. But wish everyone has a great week next week. Catch Clobberin Times in all the usual places. You know where to find Clobby. But so we'll leave this up, and thank you everyone, and appreciate you hanging out with us and spending your part of your Sunday evening with us. So take care, everyone.
Good night, everybody. Have a great Memorial Day, and just remember freedom. Be happy, be proud, and be thankful for the freedom we have. Good night.
Good night. Yep. Well said, Clobberin Times. Yep.